Welcome in. Super Rocker pulls up to the sit down. What's good, man?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. First of all, I want to say thank you for inviting me to the
Of
podcast.
course,
And
of
like I said,
course.
I've been seeing all the other podcasts. You've been popping off, bringing some great people like Cameron Gaming, V-Tice. Like, I love these podcasts, man. I'm just happy to be a part of this one, man. Thank you for the
Same.
invite.
Absolutely, man. It's a pleasure to have you. It's due time. It's past due. It should have already happened. We'll get into why it's happening now in a bit. But for those of you who don't know Super Rocker, over
What's
5K
up?
subs, killing it on the YouTube space. Amazing live streams, mostly known for Five Nights at Freddy's, Fortnite,
Mhm.
dabbling in some Fall Guys, dabbling in some variety gaming. I've seen you do some God of War.
Yes, sir.
You're doing a Jedi Survivor playthrough.
Yes, we are doing Star Wars Jedi Survivor playthrough. It's really interesting the gameplay in that wise. Like I said, it kind of like when it comes to combat and everything is sort of similar to God of War, but it's got its own element to make it where oh hey, you're playing Star Wars, not God of War, by the way, and such. But overall, I really like the open world and like the exploration and stuff. Like I said, it's a complete different world compared to the other open world games I played in the past. But that's what I like. It's a different experience and different game overall, different experience in general. You get to play just as the player.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad it's something refreshing. Speaking of refreshing, I'm gonna beat V Tice to it.
Oh,
But yeah, because he didn't get you on yet, but I'm gonna ask you first.
okay.
He's we talked about you in the pod a little bit. We were talking about how you feel about variety gaming.
Oh, I did. I
Well,
did see
you
that.
did
I did play.
that. Well, I know we talked about it off stream a little bit, but if you want to let the people know, what's your vision for the channel? Why choose variety and not stick to one? And how's it been going for you? What do you feel about it? Talk to us about it, because I feel like there may be some misconceptions that people have, thinking they could just stream whatever they want and it's gonna work out for them. And see, you already laughing because it ain't like that. You know what it
Ain't like that.
is.
Nope.
So please enlighten those who maybe want to get started, get to where you're at, which I would love to be one day. Walk us through that, please.
All right, so I guess in order to go to get to like that point where I am now, I might as well kind of start from the beginning, as like
Please
in
do.
order to make a lot more sense. So when I first started YouTube, I actually started back in 2018, right? My friend Voltage Darth, which I won't say his name just for like respect and stuff
Of
too,
course,
but
of
I'll just
course.
call my PlayStation username. He actually encouraged me to start the whole YouTube channel thing in the first place and stuff.
Shout out to
And
him.
I did not want to do YouTube, like to be honest, because I feel like I was not going to be good at it at all whatsoever. And he's like, man, you don't know if you're going to be good or not unless you don't try in the first. Like, you haven't even tried it. And like after like a whole month of convincing me, like I finally broke down. I was like, you know what, fine, I'll make a whole YouTube channel thing. So, but originally my YouTube channel name was never called Super Rocker. It was actually called Elite Nitro. So I don't know why I disliked the name
Mm.
at first, but there's also no story, but I won't get distracted with that though. But the original was called Elite Nitro, and then of course a little bit later on I decided to change it to Super Rocker and such. And then from there, I decided to make a bunch of Fortnite content only stuff. I did things from like challenges, squad with viewers, just simple like just little commentary stuff from the side as well too. Just taking people's suggestions, mine, just whatever I could, just show I'm paying attention to them. Not, I'm just I acknowledge them. I want to make them happy, entertain them with my ability of like making content and such. So originally I kind of stuck with Fortnite, and it was great. I met a lot of people and such. People like me who are very competitive, some people very casual. Overall, just bringing a bunch of people together. And I saw how YouTube was doing that. I saw how my YouTube channel was able to bring people together. We had the same envisionment, same mindset, same positivity and such. And from there, I kept sticking with the Fortnite content. But I hit 1,000 subs from point. I hit first like 500, 600, 700, and eventually I reached the big 1K subscriber goal. And that right there is such a big achievement as such. You put in a hard work and effort, you put in the hours, and you finally hit that goal. But as I hit these certain goals and everything, as I kept making Fortnite content every single week, I was like, I kind of feel limited as such. Like not limited, not saying the game isn't refreshing, not saying the game isn't fun, but I feel like I could do more. Like I want to meet new people, I want to be able to do like different things and such. This way, I'm not simply just limited to just one game, one community. I can simply span out to all communities. So this way, I had like the vision of simply just building one huge community where we can play all these different type of games and just overall, would it be like like a simple strategy game like Fortnite, or a fun horror game like Five Nights at Freddy's, or just a party game like Fall Guys and such. Overall, just like bringing in different types of communities, bringing all together such where like no matter what game we play, we can always be positive, we can always be chill and just have a good time, just have fun and making gaming content and such. And then from there, I decided to branch out to Minecraft. One of my most popular videos to this day is a Minecraft storage tutorial with 13K views and such. Like that just somehow just blew up out of nowhere completely. And then from there, I started to kind of focus on making Minecraft content. And then from there, I had the idea of going back and forth between doing Fortnite content and Minecraft. From there, people like how I was kind of doing something different. Like I still had the one thing that made me known YouTube, but I was also adding a little bit of things that gave it a different experience throughout each and every single week and such. I was like, you know what, that's the key thing right here. The key thing is if I can bring in different experiences to my viewers every single week, it's going to give them a reason to come back to the channel, come back thirsting for more content, and then from there, bringing their suggestions, bringing their ideas to me, and then I somehow bring it to life for them where I'm showing and acknowledging I care about, want to entertain them. And then, from there, I then slid in Call of Duty, I slid in Dragon Ball Z games, and then eventually the one game that really blew up my channel a lot was Five Nights at Freddy's, like horror games and such. This horror game been going on for like a very long time and such, but eventually when I started doing Let's Plays, I went from I was at 2,000 subscribers. I literally gained 1,000 subscribers from that one Let's Plays, alone. So that whole series together, because my most popular live stream has 33K views. I think the whole series together maybe gave me 100,000 views overall, just from the Let's Plays and stuff too. And then from there, I got, very experimental and such. And then that's when I think after Five Nights at Freddy's was the really, big mind change right there for me, saying this is what I want to do. I want to be able to play. I want to have a set base of variety games I do play, but I want to keep on sliding in to these new games, because I figure by sliding new games, I'm bringing in new people, new content, and therefore, new refreshing experiences every single week. So this way, I'm not, simply staying behind, focus on one thing just because it's going to get me the views or, the clout or whatever. I do because that way I can meet new people and I can expand out in different gaming content, because I believe I have the envisionment of saying that, gaming content creators shouldn't be, stuck and entitled into one game. They shouldn't be too afraid to just expand out and try new things, because life's about growth, life's about change and such. And from there, that's sort of what my channel is about. I may be set with a set game of variety games for now, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stick with those games forever. Eventually, I want to move on to something different, seeing how with life, things happen to change. You don't stay in one place forever, or you don't do the same thing forever. You move on forward and such. So that I kind of try to take that vision and put it within my variety gaming content. So ever since, I've been doing this whole YouTube thing for 5 years, I eventually, kept on adding new varieties slowly but surely, to eventually met people like you, met people like VTice, Coach Vorstar, Pitzels, and, the rest is history and stuff.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to all y'all. But that's sort of kind of the whole reason why I got into variety gaming content, to meet new people, to make new gaming content, and just overall just, bring the whole positive, community together where we can, game on anything and just be ourselves,
Absolutely. So what would you say would be the keys to growing in that space? You know what I mean? No, it's okay. I'm glad you're excited to talk. I am excited to have you. What would you say would be the major keys to growing in that? Because again, a lot of, contrary to popular advice, everyone will tell you, stick with one and then go from there. What would be a major key that someone can follow to do variety, but also still see that potential growth that comes with maybe sticking with one, game?
I would say is that number one, always kind of promote that you're kind of playing different games as such. You want to have that one thing that you know by, because in order to get somewhere started, you have to start with one thing.
Yeah.
And eventually on forward to other stuff, right? But some of my viewers been telling me, saying, hey, why don't you just promote your stuff and then the streams and everything, right? While people are sitting there watching your live and playing with you, interacting and stuff, let them know about these things. This way, afterwards, you let them know about your goals, your standards, your envisionment and such.
Yeah.
And from there, so you're seeing that, if this guy's doing stuff different, this is my chance to give him a suggestion. And from there, he can bring my content into life, and it goes showing that, back to what I was saying, that he cares and everything and such too, and all stuff. But I would say things that, help all as well is to be engaging with your audience, be very, let them know that you see them, let them know that you share them and such. This way, because I've seen some streams and video, not just video, well, obviously videos, you can't really do that, but streams, I've seen streamers where they're just so focused on the gameplay and content, and they'll read a couple messages every once in a while, but not really engaging with their audience, not really acknowledging and showing that that they care, that they see them, and that they want to make them feel when I do it, every time when I stream, I will read every single comment, because I just want to show my viewers that I care about them, that I acknowledge them. Yeah, there are moments where I have to focus on the gameplay, but 9 times out of 10, I will always acknowledge my viewers, because I want to show you that I care. I'm showing that I ignore them, and I'm giving them a reason on why they clicked on this video and stream in the first place. I'm giving a reason, saying, hey, not only do I acknowledge and I see you, but I care about your suggestions. I care about that, I want to do these different games for you guys. And I may not do every single suggestion that people tell me, but that doesn't mean I'm not pushing off the side, not completely, but I'm just putting it on hold for now. And then eventually, due time, when I do need some new ideas, saying, hey, remember that one suggestion you gave me several months ago? Well, guess what? I'm doing it now because guess what? I listen to you, I talk to you, I care about you. So about just getting on a level with your viewers and stuff, taking me as a content creator, instead of me just being up here and the viewers, I lower myself on purpose. That way I can get to know them one-on-one. So this way, we build a connection, we build a mutual bond and stuff. And then from there, we can then take that mutual relationship and grow together to new heights from where not only do we benefit from each other, but we can, meet new people and see new people and create new opportunities and experiences for us all. So that's why with the variety gaming content, it allows you to do all that such things. Yeah, I'm still known for my Fortnite and my Five Nights at Freddy's, but I'm going to, span out the different things. So I would say be, very active, engaged with your audience, have a very positive mindset. Let them know about your goals and standards going on in mind, and just overall, just don't be afraid to try new things, because that's what's going to make you different. The fact that you're taking that risk and you're trying something different instead of staying with one thing shows that your willingness and your determinedness and your confidence overall with content creation within gaming.
Yeah, I like that, and I really like what you said earlier about. I think the biggest thing that I've noticed in my experience streaming, which is almost a year now, people just want to be heard. Even if you say no, like, hey, dude, I don't really want to do that, but I appreciate your suggestion. That right there makes a bigger difference than the people who may be dismissive or just don't even try to like read.
Yeah.
And that's why like people like you and VTIS, I have you as trusted channels. And the reason being is because I know that if I send someone to Super Rocker's channel, he will make you feel welcome. He will make you feel received. One way or another, it may not be the exact answer you want to hear, but I personally, and I want to tell you this personally, I feel confident that if someone came to your stream from my channel, you would treat them with dignity and respect, and that's all I can ask for out of like trusted channels. If they go to VTIS, I know they're going to get treated with dignity and respect. It may not be the answer you want to hear. He may not play the custom map right then and there, but guess what? He heard you. He ain't gonna play you. He ain't gonna make you feel like crap. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things I will give you, and I appreciate that about you, man. Seriously.
Absolutely, man. And it's like I said, it's about just like and like you said, it's all about just respect, because as there's that saying, respect's a two-way street. It don't go just one way and that's it. You meet in the middle, and then from there, you build that mutualness and stuff. And you just want to if I was tuned to another stream, I would want to be able to feel welcome. I want to be able to feel acknowledged stuff, and I want to be able to know more about this channel, what's going on and such, what you have playing on. What do you see, where you see this channel going 4 or 5 years later on, having this stuff in mind and be able to connect with them will show a lot more otherwise from that first experience to on the long run. I have viewers who haven't tuned my channel almost a year, and they show up out of nowhere saying, bro, I haven't seen you in a long time. I want to say thank you for being acknowledging me, showing that, that you care, you interact with fan base and stuff. And just that, just overall, just appreciate, just what I do, just doing my thing, and that thing allows me, to make me different, unique as a content creator as well, and see it in there.
Yeah, I love that, and I appreciate that a lot. About you a lot, because again, I like what you said there. Respect is a two-way street. So obviously, if they come in there crazy, you're gonna handle that, no problem. But at least at the jump, they'll feel welcome. You'll be like, hey, such and such, I appreciate you being here. Welcome to the stream. We're playing Five Nights at Freddy's, whatever the case may be. Versus I send them to another channel and they're just bitter and off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then obviously, it goes from there. So I have that confidence in you about that.
I appreciate that.
Of course. You mentioned also, I've been taking notes lately with these podcasts. You mentioned, I got notes. I got receipts now, bro. You mentioned,
you got the receipt.
I do. You mentioned, you've been to some streams and, you see that they're not even trying. And maybe as a viewer, somebody will say, well, okay, maybe we can say that because of how many people we do have in chat. So let's say you get to a stream, you get one of those crazy pop-off streams, which you have experience in, which I'm glad you're in the podcast on, by the way. You have experienced those streams where there's over 50 people, over 40, and it's hard to keep up with chat. Do you feel like it is? Do you feel like the people that have maybe in the hundreds or more, do they have an excuse to not reach chat? What would you say to someone who's okay, well, you saying that I should be reading chat, but you only got average about 30 or so viewers. I got over in the hundreds. So what do you expect me to do? What would you say to that?
I would say that, obviously there are some situations like, if there's like a lot of stuff going on, like the chat speeding up really quickly, or you just have like a situation on the gameplay. I get it, like you can't get in that moment, and obviously people should have to understand that though. But I feel like if there's not a lot going on, then there's no reason to not read a chat. There's no reason to say, obviously you're live streaming because you're doing this for your fan base and stuff, right? So at least show them that like you care. Don't just live stream for just because like you just want to. You got nothing else better to do. It's such like, oh, I'm just gonna live stream and such. Oh, hey Bob, how we doing, man?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna get back to the gameplay and such. Like like if it's like I said, 30, I really feel like you shouldn't, like, obviously there are situations where people think that the number should simply just stop them from reading chat, but I say like no to that. Like if there's a chance, if there's like that one opening where you can read people, acknowledge them, just take it, man, because it's not going to hurt your channel. It's not going to hurt anything. If anything, it's only going to benefit you because it's going to show that you're not, like I said, once again, acknowledgement, respect, and all that stuff. And it goes to show you that because like it just like, because when I go into streams, when I just don't have anyone even write comment, I'm just like, why am I still here? Like why should I watch this stuff when you're just simply just sitting there, the gameplay, or you're not even responding, not to me, you're not responding to your viewers. Like I said, it there's very few cases where if there's like 1,000 people or 10,000, that's a lot of people. It's very difficult. But if you're in a case like where we are now and such, we're just like 20, 30 people, or even like we get 80 people, I think there's no excuse to not be able to read that comment, because once again, acknowledgement, and just like it's just all like I know I keep going back to this though, but it goes a very long way when you just simply acknowledge and read that comment such, because I was streaming Five Nights at Freddy's sister location and stuff, and I got like that boss fight I did with Enter took 3 hours for me to beat. 3 freaking hours, bro. I was about to lose my freaking mind. So when I do these challenges, bro, I was like, you know what? I know I'm gonna lose my mind, but I do it for you guys, because I care, because I want to entertain you guys and such. But there's that one comment. I can't remember what his name was. I think his name was like Random from Ohio and stuff. That was his name. But he said like, bro, I've been to like so many streams and I just feel ignored. I don't feel like I'm not welcome or anything. But it's like, but you though, you're different. You want to know why you're different? Because you're the only streamer I know who actually reads my comments and actually acknowledges me and actually cares about the sort of content that it makes. Because this guy was just a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, but I was streaming like Fall Guys, and he wasn't even a fan of Fall Guys, but he still came anyway because I actually read his comment and I made him feel welcome, and that like I said, just like he just. And there's moments where people have bad days and stuff too, But there's like, if there's one thing I know is that at least when I go to the stream, I feel welcome. I know I'm not going to get bullied. I'm not going to get messed around. I'm going to feel welcome. I'm going to be treated with respect. So, I treat everyone else with respect, because like I said, I want to say back again, respect, two-way street goes a very long way and stuff. Doing these small things now will make a big difference. Both you and that other person that you're not with in the future and such, right? It depends on, that one action alone could depend on whether or not they're going to tune into your streams or they're just going to swipe away and find someone else, But
yeah. And first impressions are key. First impressions are key. So like I said, I know if I send someone to you and you see their chat, you'll be able to acknowledge them, welcome them in, let them know what's going on. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you for tuning in. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I do appreciate that a lot about you. I like what you said. I think communication is key, and I notice you do that, and I do that as well. I got that from you, where if you're in the middle of a heated moment, you'll say like, "Hey, chat, I apologize. I'm not looking at it. I'm trying to really beat this right now." Communication is key. To call out somebody who recently started Twitch streaming, celebrity Dane Cook. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I don't think I've ever heard of him.
Okay, that's fine. He's a celeb, been in a couple movies, had some pretty big like stand-up shows. When I was much younger, he started streaming on Twitch. Dude had like 80 people watching. Bro, did not read one chat. He's just there like this, bro, like this. You just hear the controller moving. And I'm like, so I start talking to the chat. I'm like, all right, if he ain't gonna talk to me, I'm gonna talk to the mods. You know what I mean? Bro, yeah. Like maybe 2 people in there talking. So again, like what you're saying, what the heck are you streaming for? You might
exactly.
as well. What are you streaming for? The point, literally, that's the point, right? To talk to chat,
exactly.
Have a community, foster that. What are you doing, bro? You might as well just record your gameplay and post it at that point.
Pretty much, if you're just not gonna like really, if you're not gonna like interact with your fan base or like do crazy stuff, rather these like insane reactions, like, oh my gosh, guys, this is literally insane. Yo, guys, make sure you guys do all these things. Comment down, go crazy in the chat. What are just like just like nah,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
nah.
Like, what are you doing? So I'm
Yeah.
glad you say that, and I appreciate that take, because it seems like you understand that there's a unique aspect to streaming versus content creation, and you can do both. Yeah, so like I said, touching on that, like I like that you understand the unique aspect of streaming is that I feel like maybe a lot of people don't know what they're signing up for. They think, and I forgot who I said this to. I think it was Vitice, where some people think like it's just like, I'm just gonna play a game and get paid for it.
That ain't how it works.
No, not at all. Not
That
at
ain't.
all. You got to be a people person. You got to have a whole bucket load of patience and
Absolutely.
a whole bucket load of talk time, because you got to
Sure,
bring your trap.
that bucket's got to have a lot, bro. That bucket's got to have a lot.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. How was the yesterday stream? I saw you did a little bit of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh my goodness.
It looked like it was fun. It was lit. Talk to us, man. How have you been enjoying it? I know the hype is real because this year the movie's coming out.
Yep.
Games coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know what else you may have for us, but what are you feeling about it? What's your thoughts on that, and how's it been for you?
Well, first of all, I'm just beyond excited. Like, not just for me as Finance friends, but all Finance friends are very excited because, there's some stuff been going on. People like theories and stuff. You know how Matt Pat has theories. Yeah. Hey, welcome guys to another Finance and Freddy's.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all about the theories and like some game stuff. And honestly, the only thing that we had a lot to go based on was the previous games that we had for Finance friends, like FNAF 1, 2, 3, and 4, all those other games, and then from there, we had the release of Security Breach and everything stuff. Now, that game actually got delayed 3 times. 3 times. The first time was because it didn't have the funds, I believe. The second time was because of COVID, and then the third time it just not delayed, but people were just complaining at the point, so they just were kind of forced to push out the game and stuff. There was minor things that they needed to adjust, but people. We haven't heard a Finance and Freddy's game come out in 3-4 years. So when God of War, when you hear that stuff, people get excited and they want the game to come out as soon as possible. So when they push it out, people went crazy over this. Like I said, this franchise, this whole Finance and Freddy's franchise, has been going on since 2014. So it's been going on for a very, very long time. From literally a game where you sit down looking at the monitors and stuff, lasts till 6 a.m. where animatronics are trying to kill you, to going for a more in-depth story where there's souls of these children inside and such too, and William Afton and all these other characters and stuff too and everything. It just really makes you more, it makes you want more of it, because you get involved with these characters and stuff, you get curious, the lore and their histories and how they became what they are and such, right? It makes you want to, learn more and such about it, right? But that's because at first I was never a Finance and Freddy's fan game, and I literally I don't know why I started off like this, but I actually played Security Breach first before I played any other Finance and Freddy's game. They're like, have you played any Finance and Freddy's game? I was like, no, because I heard this game was cool and looked fun, and a friend told me, so I just wanted to give it a shot. And I was like, let me make it up to y'all. I'm gonna go back in time. Let's play all the other Finance and Freddy's games and stuff. And so I started with Finance and Freddy's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I literally I'm still in Central Location, which is the 5th installment. I still have other Finance and Freddy's games to go, but these games, they start off easy, but they get really, really difficult. And I mean, these games require so much, patience, concentration, and timing and stuff. Those 3 factors right there, because as you progress throughout the nights and stuff, these animatronics become a lot more active throughout the night. They can predict your moves, and then from there, you just gotta change your whole strategy completely and such, right? And each game is a lot more progressively difficult than the other. You have the first game with 4 animatronics, the second game has 10 animatronics, and that's game 20 animatronics and stuff. So it gets essentially more difficult with concentrating and listening and just doing all the stuff. But people like watching people play horror game stuff. I don't know. It's something about these horror games that, the fact that it requires a lot of concentration and skill, and the fact that, you can get funny reactions when they get jump scared and stuff. Literally, throughout my 4 years I've been making YouTube and stuff, I never cussed once. But Security Breach broke that. When I was in this certain arcade area section, right? And then I was walking around and a staff bus carrying. I was like, Jesus, holy crap! And I went like, damn it! And I was like, oh my gosh, oh god, no! I'm so sorry. I try to keep this stuff like friendly so that way, because you don't know who's watching. You know, you don't
Yeah.
know who's watching. So
Yeah.
I try to keep it where it's just positive vibes only. So this way, positive family friendly vibes. This way, you know, anyone is welcome to join. You don't have to worry about no vibes, or swear, or anything inappropriate. You're there for that specific reason, to watch the gameplay, to get the funny reactions, to see more of that creator and what they got planned on in the future and such, right? But you know, back to, you know, getting back to system location stuff. So like I said, now, well, when I said back earlier, the reason why it took me 3 hours is because like this sucker literally was so unpredictable throughout the night. Like this guy would hang out in the vents and drain like my power to in half. He'll cut it in half from 100 to like 50%. And then this other guy would just be at the doors and such, or he'll sneak up silently on you without even realizing that. He'll make a noise, but then he's supposed to make a second noise. He won't do that. He'll trick you and then just straight up kill yourself. And literally, I had to keep on changing my strategy multiple times for the past 3 hours to like finally beat this guy. And then, you know, I get the ending, I'm doing great and stuff. And then next thing you know, I see him just coming across my screen and stuff. I was like, no, I don't want to deal with you again. I had to deal with you for 3 hours. I don't want to do that again. But overall, though, it's just something about, you know, Finance at Freddy's, you know, just the experience. The fact that a game like that someone cooked up like this many years ago and has brought this many people together as such, like that's big, man. That's honestly big, and that's very impressive. And I think it's very cool how we as a community can come together just for a you know, for a game, whether it be the lore, whether it be the gameplay or the reactions. It's all here just have fun and just have a good time, man. That's all it is at the end of the day, you know. But overall, the stream was an absolute W, man. It was obviously a W because of my viewers, because they helped me out, they guided me, they voted me to not give up. Seeing how, you know, I did the same for them, they did the same thing back for me and such. And, you know, thanks to them, I was able to persevere through and freaking beat that noodle man of an animatronic. Oh, it felt so good.
Yeah.
Like the reaction, just the feeling of when you finally beat it, like after those hours, because like I'm not sure if you've seen any Markiplier videos and such, but like when he did Finance and Freddy stuff, he'll literally talk about how it took him like 8 hours on screen or off stream to just finally beat these knights and do all this stuff. Because it's insanely difficult, the challenges. And sometimes some of these things are based on luck, like not even skill. It's based on entirely luck. Like if you just get lucky, then you know you get past the night and such, and you can move forward to the next one, which is 10 times more difficult than the last night. So yeah, man. But overall, you know, that's how I got into these different game stuff like Fights and Freddy's and all that stuff, because of the challenge, you know, the challenge that motivates me, the challenge that pushes me, saying, you know, hey, you know, there's a whole other level that I never thought was possible. You know, it may take me some time, I may get pushed down, but I'm gonna get right back up and I'm gonna break through that wall, you know. I'm gonna move on to the next level, keep on moving up.
Dude, so which ones did you have not played yet, real quick?
So I have not played. So like I said, technically I'm going to count this location because yeah, I'm playing it, but I'm not done with it yet. So I have this location. There's also Pizzeria Simulator, which we call that FNAF Sits. There's a mobile game as well called FNAF AR, which I'm probably not going to worry about covering that, just because like I said, it's on a mobile and I don't have the equipment to do that. And then there's FNAF Help Wanted, or people call it FNAF VR and such, which covers all the previous Finance and Freddy's games and introduces a whole new game within there too, continuing the storyline and everything. And then from there, the only thing also I haven't played is the DLC for Security Breach, which is called Ruin Stuff, which is actually coming out literally less than a month and a half away.
Yeah, you made an analysis about it.
Yeah,
and you're going to be diving into that, I'm sure, day one, right?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Right. Actually, the second that DLC drops, I'm making sure to have no.
I can't wait to see, man. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there because I'm curious now. Now you've got me sold. So I'm gonna probably be watching back your streams just to kind of see what's going on. But speaking of which, since you seem very like in tune with the FNAF lore and the games and such, not, how could the movie be bad? Like, how could they mess up the movie? What would you expect? Because I don't know what to expect. I don't know if I should even watch it. But how could you deliver that experience in the screen? I don't know.
I would say is like, you know, I guess how to experience that. I would say, you know, like I said, again, back to what I was saying, understand your lore, understand the games, because remember, usually some of these movies and all that stuff, like these video game movies, are highly based off the games and the lore in the book itself, right? So I would say, in order to be the movie be as accurate and like, you know, as depicting as the original, you know, its trend, you know, its predecessor and stuff, just get understanding with the whole lore and everything. Like I say, kind of play some of these games, experience the whole feel and the fear and everything of, you mess up your day and you get jump scared and stuff by a scary animatronic, or you just simply understand the lore and background, like why these characters do these things and such. Like, what got taken away that, that turned this guy from a good guy to such a bad guy doing such, or how people got, shattered and ruined and stuff, and how they were put back together in like, either a good way or a bad way and such, what that was completely out of the reach stuff. So, and I will, also, like I say, is also, like I say, it's just understanding that, but also get in the fans' shoes. If you get in their shoes, you know what they want, you know what they're looking for, and you could take that experience and then put it within the movie. People are going to appreciate that, because then from there, they're getting everything saying, that's checked off, right? That, the bite of 83, the bite of 87, this gets checked off, FNAF 6, where we see the whole building burn down and all the kids' souls are free and everything, but then we got glitch trap and all that stuff too. Like, overall, understand your fan base, understand what they're looking for. It's just, like I said, back to listening. You listen to your fan base, you deliver, they appreciate that, and then they crave for more. And then therefore the move's successful because you listen. You listen, yeah. And then you communicate with them.
Because that's what I'm saying. I like seeing from what I see in the game. I don't know how you could, outside of obviously like expanding on the lore, I don't know how you could make a movie out of it outside of like maybe showing. You said it's like kids. Like souls are trapped in these things?
So basically, I'll explain this, right? So pretty much how I'll kind of try to cut it short. So basically, the bite of 83, right? So you have it where there's two business people, right? You have William Afton and you have Henry, right? And each of them have their own set of children stuff, right? William Afton has Michael Afton, Elizabeth Afton, and Evan Afton. And then Henry has this one child named Charlie and stuff, right? During the birthday and all that stuff, when it was Evan's birthday, he actually got bullied and tormented by his older brother and stuff named Michael. And then from there, when it was his birthday and such, Michael and his friends, picked him up and put him literally in the mouth of Fredbear and stuff, right? And the animatronic had a malfunction and took off the frontal lobe of the kid completely. And somehow the kid, lasts for a little while. He was in a coma until eventually he died. But because, his, obviously didn't want to move on, his soul got infused with the suit and everything stuff too. And William, the father, got really angry because although, it's not Michael's fault. Well, it is Michael's fault, but it's also mostly Henry's fault too, because that's his animatronic. That's his suit that malfunctioned. So he's like, okay, since my child got taken away, I'm going to take your child away too. So literally one night, William Afton kills Charlie and stuff. And then from there, Charlie, the puppet and stuff, which acts as security guard, or not security, but like security animatronic, to keep the kids safe and all that stuff, right? Obviously, the security puppet was trying to help Charlie, but the puppet couldn't make it, and William killed Charlie. But then the puppet went on and saved Charlie and infused, like the two became one. So the soul of Charlie got infused in the puppet. And from there, William see that with this killing stuff, it made him feel good. It filled the void within him when he lost his child, his youngest child and stuff, right? And then from there, he started going on a killing spree completely. So he killed the kids. There's like I'm trying to remember the kids' names stuff, but he killed 5 children in total, and he put each of them in suits and everything. So he put one in Foxy, he put one in Bonnie, he put one in Chica, he put one in Freddy Fazbear, and he put one in the golden suit, the golden Freddy suit or Fredbear and stuff, right? But that suit already had a soul, so that soul had Evan, and it had the soul of Cassie and stuff. And Cassie was the vengeful spirit, and Evan was like kind of like the calm, crying child. Like I say, it's called the crying child because like crying child was killed back then and such, right? And then from there, seeing how Michael kind of screwed up and, seeing how he killed his brother and how his father and, all this stuff, making these crazy animatrons and stuff, he decided that he's going to do everything he can to make it right, to avenge his brother and to stop his father, from killing all these kids and stuff and, creation all stuff. Because also with these kids and stuff, too, the reason why they came to light in these suits, because there's a thing called Remnant, which is a soul force, which becomes a fusion part of the suit. So when you melt that, you melt the dye, it becomes liquid, and then it becomes Remnant. But he figures when he ejects that remnant into the suits, it brings them to life and stuff. But that remnant has leftover souls of the kids, and everything stuff too. But remember, those kids were also infused with agony too, like the pain they felt and anger when they died and stuff at such a young age and stuff by this, guy who lost his own child and stuff. But it's like you feel bad for him, but at the same time you don't feel bad because you kill innocent kids and put them in suits and stuff, right? That ain't right. You don't do that and stuff because you lost your child and stuff too, right? So that's what it goes on for, like, FNAF 4 start off with the 1983. Then you have FNAF 1, which takes, I think it's FNAF 4. Then I think it's 2, then it's 1, then it's 3. I believe that's how the order goes to the timeline and such. But in short, you have Michael who goes by the name of Mike Smits. That way his father doesn't figure out, like, he's trying to like burn down the building, stop the animatronics, and, completely stop his father for good and stuff and everything stuff too. So we get to the point where, he makes his way to sister location where I'm at now. And his sister location, his daughter actually gets killed William Afton's daughter. So he loses another child. It gets killed by his own creation named Baby and stuff. And Baby, how it is like, these new animatronic he designs have a capture mechanism to where it's slowly just like, just yeah, it's just bad. It's completely bad. So you can tell it's going really far and stuff. And so basically he's on a mission to, free his sister and stuff, like Michael to free his sister. And eventually he does find out that, Elizabeth gets killed by Baby, the two become one. And then from there, Michael is tricked into taking these animatronics into like the scoop room stuff one by one to eventually Baby's the last one. And then from there, all they had this plan where all the animatronics merge into one being called Ennard and stuff. So that way they had a plan of literally scooping Michael's body from the inside out. And then from there, just using his body as a suit to escape the outside world, saying, hey, if we look like he was a human, no one's going to suspect anything, so we could walk out to the outside world. And so from there, he gets scooped, and then from there, the body slowly starts to decay, and eventually Ennard is forced to leave his body stuff and goes to the sewers and everything for many years. And people think, oh, that's the end of Michael Afton stuff. Nope, because when Ennard, obviously because Ennard got, injected with Remnant, guess what? Michael got the same thing. He also got injected with Remnant, and he came out to life, and it became a purple guy, just like his father and such. And then from there, that was the final straw. So eventually, Michael teamed up with his business partner, with William's old business partner, Henry, and then they create a fake pizzeria to lure all the animatronic stuff. Like, we have Ennard, Springtrap, Baby, Lefty, all these other guys. They bring them in. And then from there, they burn down. So that way, all the kids' souls are free. William Afton is sent to hell. And then from there, they can all rest and everything. But, as the famous saying that William says, I always come back. So dude refuses to die, just does not want to go away and such. But although his physical body and stuff is like just beyond recognizable stuff, he somehow takes his consciousness and put it into a motherboard, so he becomes glitch trap stuff. So this way he becomes the literal security breach when finds Freddy's security breach comes out and stuff. So overall though, I kind of give you a little summarization right there of how the whole story goes, why these characters did with these things, and how it's all leading up to and where it could potentially go in the future and such. So like I said, sorry for making it go on so long, but
no, I'm fascinated by that. So so everything you just said in terms of like the guy who killed the kids and got revenge for what happened to his son. This is not shown in the games.
No, some of this stuff is not shown. Some of this is shown within mini games and stuff. So like there's obviously there's these obviously you have the gore stuff going on, but Scott Cawthon decided to make a cool little interesting thing and have these mini game stuff where it actually tells these stories and you put these lore and bits and pieces together and stuff. Like FNAF 4 has where you play these different mini games where you're as a crying child moving around and such, where it shows you like the stories, what's going on, like how Michael bullies his brother by scaring him with a Foxy mask and stuff, right? There's also another mini game in FNAF 3 where there's different birthday parties and such, and eventually when William Afton, destroys all the suits and frees the kids' souls. And William Afton also gets put in a spring. He puts himself a Springline suit, and he actually gets shredded from the inside out in the Springline suit and everything. And he literally gets locked up in a room for 30 years. Wow. 30 years in that room, locked up, decaying and dying. But of course, he always comes back and refuses to die and such. So. Yeah, and eventually, you have like Springtrap, in Final Freddy's 3, he's like the only physical animatronic there, but there's also the Illusionations, like, the Phantom. They're called Phantom animatronics, which is like the burnt versions of animatronics from FNAF 1 and 2 and everything and stuff.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like, hopefully, the only way I guess I could see the movie working is if it like shows that in a little more detail, maybe gives a little more backstory, and then leads to like maybe the first game. And I'm assuming like, okay, so the player you play as, does that person continue in the series, or is it like, who are you playing as actually?
So you actually play as Michael Afton, a security guard, but he goes under the name of Mike Schmidt. So he actually plays in you play as him. So you actually in FNAF 4 you actually play as the crying child, but in FNAF 1, 2, and 3 and 5 and 6, 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 you play as Michael Afton or Mike Schmidt and stuff, because
so this guy's he just doesn't
tracking
quit.
His father down. He's tracking him down. To stop,
okay, so he has a purpose as to why he's there.
Yeah, he has a purpose stuff, right? To stop the animatronics.
Do you ever see his face?
You actually don't really see his face at all. No, you don't. Like, you actually don't. Like, obviously, like they show William Afton like in the spring trap, the spring Bonnie suit, but they call him spring trap stuff. He's a spring trap and everything and all that stuff.
Do you think they would mess it up if they did show his face, kind of like Master Chief? I don't know if you're familiar with the Halo show.
I know what Halo is.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? So they never showed his face in the games.
Well,
and then the show came out, and then they like showed his face, and everybody was like, "You don't do that." Like if you just don't do that. Yeah, you don't show the chief like ever. But now that they have this movie, I wonder if they showed the face of, you said Michael Afton, right? I wonder if that would like mess anything up.
I don't think it would. Like I said, they kind of show an assisted location. Like there's kind of an outlet they show. Like you don't fully see him, but like they show his eyes still becoming purple and everything. So too, when I played like I said, I think it was like not Saturday stream, but Thursday stream when I did that. When I beat night 4 and 5, and eventually I got the scooping room ending, all that stuff too. But like I said, they show little bits of these characters, but like not like full on everything, and though, because like I said, they want to keep some of these characters mysterious. They want you to get more in depth of the lore and the story and everything else stuff too, and such. So that's why they do these things. But I think the fact that they're showing these faces in the movie and like showing all the stuff that we haven't seen is going to make the movie you know still have that FNAF aspect, but make it different, and that's going to make it different between being the movie versus the game and stuff, right? Obviously both games and movies got to have the similarities, but there's got to be that one thing that makes it different, right? For the game, it doesn't show everything, but the movie, you're going to see the whole experience, and then it's going to tie back as, you know, understand the lore and not showing these things. You're going to see why, you know, we didn't really see it, but we see it here and such, right? Yeah. All this is going to try and make sense within due time, you know?
Is that going to be a day one watch for you think?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's actually in the month. It's in the month of my birthday when it's coming out. I won't say what day. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is, so it's very special to me.
Yeah,
so like,
yeah. I mean, I have high hopes for it because it seems like these video game movies been popping off a little bit lately.
They have,
right? Like Sonic wasn't bad at all. Sonic was decent. Mario movie, I think, is the best video game movie I've ever seen personally.
I agree. Yeah. Absolutely.
So if they keep up on this trend, man, I mean, this could be a yearly thing almost. Like FNAF movie on October. It's on October, right? I imagine.
Yeah, so the movie is actually released to be on October 27th.
Look at that, close to the Halloween time. So do you know any details about it? Is it like in the first movie? Like what did they say anything?
So they showed a poster and they showed a teaser trailer stuff, right? So I think how the teaser trailer goes, like it kind of like that normal, like, you know, 19 like commercial thing, like, hey, welcome to Freddy Fazbear, where it's a magical place for all kids and adults and stuff. Yeah. And then they cut straight from that to horror vibes and stuff. And, like, it shows the animatronics with like, you know, the red glowing eyes and stuff. And people are making like funny memes about that stuff. And it's like, is the animatronics like them smoking and all this stuff? And then there's like how I feel when I see the fun, or what I think when I see the finest movies. I'm like, man, why are their eyes red? I don't remember their eyes being red. I remember their eyes being normal, over like maybe the tiny white dots glowing, which made it more creepy, but red eyes. No, I mean, okay, like I can't just judge. Like I don't want to instantly judge and all like that, but still, when I saw the memes, like people making memes about this stuff, I just couldn't help but laugh about it, man. But and eventually back to the trailer though, then they actually cuts that, and it shows actually, like I said, Michael Afton entering to the pizza plate stuff, and then creeping around, and of course, you know, there's an animatronic behind him, and then from there it shows like 5 children, represents the 5 children William is yet to kill. Shows William Afton, you know, just menacingly smirking and stuff, and then you have all these different animatronics, and you have the ball pit and stuff, and it shows the animatronics that are looking around for the kids and stuff and everything too. Like I said, some of these animatronics, like I said, I think how they're going to do is like maybe have where the animatronics are controlled by William, and then eventually they'll get, you know, once the children get killed, the suits will then take over and stuff. Like I said, the reason why they do different color eyes and stuff, like, you know, obviously the blank normal eyes means like, you know, just in a sleeping state, right? But then when their eyes start glowing white, or they have like, you know, the red and stuff, it means they're, you know, under the influence of a certain thing. Right? Maybe the red eyes represent like, you know, the pain and agony that they're experiencing and such, right? Maybe that's why they chose to go for red eyes and everything stuff too. But either way, like I said, it's just a teaser. They don't have the official trailer yet. Like I said, they do things first. Like first they talk, you know, say it's confirmed that the movie's coming out. Then they do little images. Then they tease it. Then comes the trailer. So obviously, like I said, we can't be too quick to judge on this stuff. But, you know, in due time, though, you know, obviously they know what they're doing and stuff. They, you know, obviously when they're making the movies, they gotta have a plan. They're getting in, you know, the audience's mindset, and then they're going to try to do their best to deliver a promising good movie that's closest to what people are into. Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping, because like I said, they've been on a roll, like with the video game movies. I think it would be a very smart decision to not mess this up. Because, you know what I mean? Like a good Halloween video game movie that's Five Nights at Freddy's just seems too perfect. You know what I mean? So even me, who's not into it, now I'm invested. I might actually check out the movie myself. I'm assuming you say first, though? and then I'll probably, because I imagine you're gonna talk about it. There's no way you're not.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I said, once I go to the movie, I'm definitely gonna make a video talking about my overall review of the movie and what I thought about it and what some things it could have done better and such and everything too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, first we got things like I said, we got the DLC coming out first, and we got Help 1 and 2, which is supposed to be coming out. I think either not this year. I'm probably most likely going to be 2024. I believe. And then from there we got the movie and such. So obviously, there's so much content that we FNAF fans gonna be eating on. There's so much stuff I got talking about.
So good, yeah. Dude, absolutely. So speaking of which, in the games that you've tried or that you've played on your channel, I don't think we gotta acknowledge the Spider-Man. I mean, you're wearing it on your shirt.
Yep.
You wore the outfit.
Yes,
like
sir.
you are literally, and it looks great on you, by the way. You did a good job.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it does. The Spider-Man 2 gameplay reveal. Holy crap.
Oh my god, bro.
Holy crap.
Yes.
I was waiting to talk to you about it. Because I talked to you on the phone and I wanted to like go on, but I feel like we'd be on the phone for 6 hours. So I was like, let's save it for the podcast.
We're talking about Spider-Man all day long.
Dude, wow.
It was everything I expected.
Right?
It was everything I expected.
But it was like more like, it's like that game was already so good. They knew that and they just improved upon it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, don't break what works. It works. It's beautiful. Now, I'm hearing whispers of the Venom suit. How do you feel about it?
I think it's pretty cool and stuff, right? Because number one, it kind of relates back to the previous, like, the Tobey Maguire movies and stuff, right? Obviously, you got the first Spider-Man, and then you got the second one, and the third one that came out, right? They're kind of trying to like implement sort of that recipe within the games, but like obviously make it different. Where we're not just copying stuff, right? We're making our own unique story and everything stuff too, right? Because obviously with the Marvel Spider-Man game, the very first one that came out, I believe it was in 2019. I believe it came out 2019. They have it where Aunt May actually dies and stuff. Like obviously Peter gets bit by the spider and all the stuff going on and everything. Then he works with Doc Octavius. It's almost like they combine Spider-Man 1 and 2 into one in this game. And then like I said, Aunt May dies, and obviously he fights against Doc Ock and stuff too. And it's just like a dark road because like he had like this father figure that he was getting close to and stuff, right? And from there, he was the father figure was getting disrespected and mistreated and stuff by all these people and everything. And he decided, like, doing these bad things is gonna make him feel better. And Peter sees like, that's not wrong. It's not gonna make it better at all. Because I said I lost people, I got disrespected too. I understand where you went, but that's not the way to do it. To do it, you got to do it the right way and stuff. Like treat people with respect, use the talents that we're given to, in the service of others and stuff too, right? Because because Peter says like we as people, it's either Peter or Doc Ock says like that we have a duty and stuff too, to help others and do good and such, right? And from there though, I think it's good to have Peter have this Venom suit because it's gonna reveal this whole evil dark side of him completely and such, right? That he tries to keep at bay and have control of stuff, like to make the right decision and stuff. And now it's gonna be lashing out and doing all these bad things and stuff. I can envision a moment where Peter, with this black suit within the trailer, is gonna hurt Miles. And then Miles is going to see that that's not him. Miles is going to have a huge fight showdown with Peter Parker. And I think Miles is going to end up beating, the sense of the Peter again. And Peter's going to realize, what happened to me, bro? Like, I used to be this good guy, who would save others. And yeah, I had my messed up moments, but I came back around and such and did the right thing and everything. But instead, I let this darkness consume me and such, right? So apparently that's when he'll separate from the suit, and then from there we don't know who's going to be the host of Venom and such. I think it's going to be, because when we saw Miles Morales end credit scene, I think it was like Harry who has the suit, so it's probably where Harry becomes Venom or have someone else become host of the Venom. It is very possible that maybe Kraven the Hunter becomes the literal monster himself, like Venom and stuff. Like he becomes the host of Venom, and from there it's going to show the overall whole point is that conquer your darkness, let others help you, and that together we are strong and such. And that there's nothing we can achieve, man.
Beautifully said. Yeah, I love that scenario. I do. In terms of like the Venom suit though, I gotta be honest, man, because it's like I heard people were kind of hating on it from the reveal.
Oh, really?
So, which we'll get into that, but like what confuses, I think it's like people who probably saw the comics growing up and they just want like black suit Spider-Man. But what I love that they're doing, and we can't forget, is that the Venom, the symbiotes, they're a living organism. When you watch it in the like reveal trailer, you can see it moving. It's almost like it's like an organic, living, breathing creature. And but at the same time, it's not like overbearing where he looks like a completely different thing. Yeah. So they found like a middle ground to where it makes it very clear that like there's a symbiote attached. It's a living, breathing creature, but it's also like changing his suit.
Yeah,
versus like how it was back in the days where it was just a straight up like basically a skin change. They just like changed the colors.
pretty
You know what I
much.
mean? So I love the new suit more than anything.
I
I think
love
it's
it. It looks
amazing.
amazing.
Oh, it's so good. So good. Because it gives you the mix of two. It gives you the organic living symbiote that we all know it is. And then it also gives you the cool kind of features of the black suit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't see what's the hate for
And
it. Yeah.
and the way like when the trailer first started off, like as soon as we saw Peter like come out of the basement and the suit just wrapped itself around that, I love how he transformed that. I thought that was so cool and clean.
Yeah.
And the fact that Unreal Engine 5 is capable of doing stuff like that, man, unbelievable.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they really they really outshowed themselves. Even in the finer details, I was looking at some threads of how people again, like I feel like people just want to hate, but like people were complaining that they were reusing assets, but even if you look at like a picture to picture frame of the first one and the second one, even the fine details are better now. The coloring's a lot better, the saturation's a lot better, like
the ray tracing and all that stuff too, man. Like it's on point.
Dude, I am sold. I am so happy. Like PlayStation fans are eating good, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, especially after this last launch with poor Lord of the Rings fans. Y'all got done dirty with Gollum. I don't know if you've seen the reviews for that, bro.
Bro, the review. Oh, they would.
Dude, it's like less than 30, I think. Like out of 100. Yeah, bro. It's bad, man. These game launches,
bro.
Yeah, these game launches are not good. So I'm very excited for what Sony has to do because for the most part, every one of their products, including Nintendo, of course, like when they drop a game, you know it's gonna work. You're gonna be able to play Spider-Man when it drops.
Oh yeah,
because they're making it on the PS5 itself, you know.
Yeah.
So that helps, yeah. But I'm excited for it, man. I'm glad you are too. I would love to see that scenario that you said played out because it seems like Miles still has that that positive attitude that comes with first being Spider-Man, that like conviction that they feel to go out and save the world. And maybe Peter Parker's losing that, and then the symbiote doesn't help. It affects everyone. It makes you like, because I think their personality's attached to it. I'm not too familiar with it. It
plays with their emotion and stuff, like amplifies their emotion and everything. So when Peter gets angry and stuff, so does the suit and everything stuff too, and acts all aggressive and violent and stuff there too. But what I like about Miles is like he's the best of both being Miles and Spider-Man and stuff. It's like obviously Peter has his moments, but like Peter kind of stumbles down with with being Spider-Man, but Miles has like that perfect balance of like both and such, right? And that how he's such positive, and seeing how like seeing how what happened to Peter stuff, it goes to show you that he can still have room to grow and be better and be the successor that Peter wants to be and stuff, right? And so I think we're definitely going to see that in like this game stuff. We're going to see him like eventually, like obviously, I hope obviously I hope nothing bad happens to Peter stuff, but I'm just saying when it comes that time, Peter can be like rest for sure that Miles will do his best being both like himself and Spider-Man at all times.
Yeah, dude. Speaking of which, I think the movie comes out this Thursday, man. The Spider-Verse movie.
June 2nd. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Oh my goodness.
Bro, that's the day I'm leaving, man.
That's the day no.
I'm so pissed, man. Because the movie really made me like Miles more than before, to be honest with you. Because from what I've heard of him before, they really just made a cookie cutter, like another Spider-Man. And I'm just like, well, that's kind of corny. But then you know what I mean? But then the movies really made me like, okay, I see how Miles really is separate from Spider-Man and can stand on his own. So I'm going to tell you, like, I can't wait to come back and see that movie. I imagine it's a day one for you too, or no?
Oh, yep.
I'm so jealous of you, man.
and literally, I'm going to, like, there's a thing where, let me see if I still got it over here as such. Where is it? I even like when I went to see Spider-Man No Way Home, I literally had on the full costume.
Yep.
The full mat, like I went on full Spider-Man and everything, and people were like, bro, oh my god, you look just like the real Spider-Man.
Yeah, you do.
A picture of you, man. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I got you,
That's
man.
Awesome.
Absolutely. So
make sure you subscribe to Super Rocker. That's dope. That's dope. Yeah,
so
man.
I may end up doing the same thing where Miles might make a comeback.
Oh, you have to. It's so good. I love him as a character. Like, I'm so glad they kind of like ironed out his lore and gave him his own standing, because it makes me actually, I want to care. I don't want another, like, I don't want just a copy of a character. That's corny. But I like I really like what they did there. I like what, like in the first game, even like his freaking dad died a hero. You know what I mean? Like, it's a badass story. And there's a little bit of similarities because, at first they tried to like mirror it a little bit because the same thing happened to Spider-Man to where he lost his uncle, and that shaped him a little bit. But I feel like with Miles, it was more different, and then they expanded it more in the movie. So I can't wait like to come back and watch it. Like I'm so excited, man. Spider-Man fans, and then with the recent movie, dude, where they had all the Spider-Mans in one, like it's just Spider-Man is it's so good right now. It's better than it's ever been, man.
It has, man, and it's just like it just makes you feel just so happy, and just surreal to be a Spider-Man fan.
Yeah,
and that we're going to be experiencing and checking like all the stuff out that's coming up very soon, man. Like it's just the time to be in, man. The time to be in.
Yeah, man. DC need to wake up. Y'all sleeping, bro. Like Marvel is just already light years ahead. I know the same company that's making the Spider-Man games are making Wolverine, and forget about that. That's a whole nother character that people got a lot of love for. So Sony's killing it, man. And I think I was talking to my boy Joanne about that, my cousin, how like they can really have like a whole Marvel gaming universe with Sony if they do it right, man. So we'll see. But the hype is real. It's coming out this fall. I know it's a day one stream for you. That's gonna be explosive. Dude, yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah, man. Like, so how have you been feeling in terms of like what's to come to the future for your channel? Like, what do you want to focus more on? You want to continue with the live streaming because that seems to be going really well for you. Yeah, doing a really good job in that sphere. Do you want to expand on anything else? Do you feel like what you're doing is working? Have you had any negative experiences? Like, walk us through all that. Like, what do you think you're gonna do from here on? Because it seems like you got a lot of content coming out, man. Yeah, you know what I mean. You're gonna be a busy man.
Yeah, man. I would say for starters, like obviously I'm gonna still continue with the live stream and stuff, and still continue the videos and everything and all that stuff. Because like people just love my live stream. They love how they interact and come in and just have a good time. No matter what game I'm doing or playing, I always find a way to make it unique. Whether it be adding a challenge, whether it be my personality, whether I give a funny reaction. One of the cases, I'm always ready to rock and roll stuff. So yeah, even though there may be things where like I said, stuff in life does happen, whether it be like school stuff or a job change or like I'm moving or whatever the case is, such. I'm not gonna let stuff like that hinder me from what I do. I do what I love every single week, man. Like I said, obviously there's moments where in order to be able to keep up with the grind I like to do, there has to be a moment where I have to take a step back and balance out everything stuff. Balance out YouTube concentration with my life stuff, right? Let me just maybe go to the gym, go for a walk in the park, stuff to clear my mind, take a breather and stuff. So this way, when I'm taking a step back, I'm mentally recharged. I'm ready to get back in every single week and stuff, right? So overall, there has to be that balance and common ground and stuff too. So like I said, live streams, videos, they'll continue on. As for games and such, like I said, obviously I have my set-based variety game stuff. Like some people might say you're not a variety streamer and all that stuff. And I was like, hey, just because I'm not doing all these crazy games like every single week doesn't mean I'm not considered what I am and stuff. Like if you have a set-based games that you're playing, that's considered variety right there. So you are a variety content creator, but if you're doing like what I'm doing, just slowly adding new games and stuff, you're still, upholding that title of what you want to be and stuff. And you may stick with that one game for a while. That's okay. Life is, life stuff happens stuff all the time, changes and everything, such too and everything, right? Because, stuck with one game for a little bit and eventually move on to something different. And then from there, I kind of like, have my set basic games to focus on. And then I try something new, just move forward. Because like I said, like we as gaming creators, like, we're always changing. We're always adapting. We're always like, trying to do something different all the time, right? Like, yeah, we believe we have to stick with one thing, but I don't believe that's the case in all this, right? Because I saw a thing on Twitter. I don't know, I can't remember his name. It was like Muaz, somebody. He's like a positive like influencer, like type of content creator stuff, like influencing and motivating our people stuff. And he put out a tweet and stuff saying that this is what I envision for all gamers, right? I envision gamers to like, not be afraid to, move on, step out of, the comfort zone, out of the boundaries and stick with one thing, right? I believe all gamers should be able to entertain the audience with different games and stuff, make strong connections, get to know people, and overall just have fun within gaming creation stuff, right? Because if you're going to make something that you think it's going to get because of the views and clouds and everything, all that stuff, right? You're not going to put the same amount of energy and stuff as to something else where you're liking this game all the time, you play and such, you set basic games, and then from there, you could be tired, like, from coming to work and stuff, but because you really like this game and stuff, you out of nowhere just get this surge of energy, this surge of motivation to push forward and make this content and stuff. And it may perform great, it may not perform great, but what matters is because your willingness to do it, in fact, you like it, you're going to do great and you're going to win no matter what and such, right? Because you're making content, and that, you may not grow at a super fast pace rate, sorry about that, but just that, slow growth is better than no growth, man. Like, obviously, if, the way I have been doing YouTube stuff the past, because I obviously, when I say I've been doing YouTube for 5 years, like 5 years, man, like, dang,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's a long time, bro. I can't believe 5 years just like, not blew by, but like, when life goes on and such, right? Like, the fact I've been doing this for this long and looking back how I used to suck at video editing stuff. Like, my videos and thumbnails were just hot garbage, bro. I had no idea what to do. I was like, oh, I didn't know, I had to be so interactive with my fan base. I didn't know I had to, make good thumbnails that would attract people. And I didn't know how to be so, like, for perspective and just setting these goals and stuff in mind. But the good thing about YouTube is that, you get to see, these are memories and stuff that you implement and you share with, with everyone else. And from there, this is something that's part of you for the rest of your life and stuff. And from there, what's cool is you get to look at how you look so like you weren't so good all those years ago, but look at me now, right? Now I make such high, clean, professional quality thumbnails, right? I take days to work on my videos and shorts and everything because I want to deliver quality. I want to deliver, my 115% of energy within that video and such. And then is overall though just get to, like I said, make those connections with people one-on-one, man, like respect, two-way street and all that stuff. I know I say these multiple sayings, but I say them because they just go an extremely long way and such. But just like, yeah, man, it's just like just all this, consecrated stuff, man. Just like it's just like I said, just like you said, in your other thing, it's like a second home, man. It's like a second family and all that stuff too. And the fact that, I could do what I love every week, it's just, it's a blessing from God, man. Absolutely,
Yeah. Amen to that, my brother.
Yeah,
I'm fascinated by you in that you've been doing it for 5 years, yet you seem so driven. You haven't lost heart. Why is that?
I don't know. Like, to be honest, it's just like I said, it's just something that I just had to just like, practice and all that stuff, I guess. Like, there's moments where like just wanted to quit and I just wanted just to give up and such because like, I didn't have as many people watch me. And I always believe it's just like, it had to be like, oh, if I had these views and numbers and stuff, people will recognize me and stuff, and stuff too and everything. But I realized that, it isn't about the numbers and it's about the cloud and stuff, but it's just simply about of like, being, yourself and stuff, doing what you love and everything stuff. And the fact that seeing how some people, can relate to that as well too and everything and all that such, it just because they can relate to me on that level, it goes to show that they see me and that they understand me and stuff. And the fact that, when I do the same thing for them, we can lift each other up and say, hey man, I know it's a little tough. I know like, it ain't easy, but we have to keep going, and that the weight may be heavy, but the fact that you're still carrying it and stuff goes to show that you're determined, you're confident, and that you're very motivated to do what you love, man. And the fact that, it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but that day will come where eventually you'll be able to do what you love, like, and, be able to take care of yourself financially and do the things you love every single day and stuff, right? And, a fun thing as well is that people, when I tell them this and stuff, when I tell you this and everything and such, when I came with the name Super Rocker, it wasn't just Super Rocker. It was Super Rocker 2025. Like, those numbers were put in my head. I swear to you. Like, one day when I got my PlayStation 4 for Christmas for my dad and everything stuff too, I sat down for a whole hour trying to come up with a name that would make me stand out and different and everything such, right? And I just sat there for hours. And then from there, just subtly in my mind, I came up with the name Super Rocker 2025. And people believe that those four numbers right there, right, represent the year 2025, where I do something right when that year happens, when that day comes, that eventually I'll be able to just go forth and just like, do these things, like, make podcasts, meet new people, make variety gaming content and such, and just entertain my fan base and just bring all of us together because gaming has brought so many people together and such, right? And the fact that I'm a part of that and I'm able to share that with other people just goes just an extremely long way and such. And that, I can continue to improve upon that. And that there's, the fact that there's so much that I have yet to do, like obviously, I shouldn't stop where I am, like I should be satisfied. I should be able to keep going. I should be able to keep pushing forward and stuff, right? Because I'll be able to reach new heights and stuff, always work hard, always, strive. And that's why I always, tell people stay positive from the other stuff because, if all that come together, we'll be able to help each other grow and reach new heights together and such. So that's how, that's kind of like the whole reason why I just never gave up, because, the fact that people like you, people like, the fact that I met people like you, V-Ties, Coach 4-Star, Petzos, and OPJ and everything such too, like, the fact that we talk to each other, the fact that we motivate each other, otherwise, this is what I envision, this is what I just like, foresee like in the future, like us creators coming together and such and, helping people, help them grow their channels, help them like, be the future and such, right? Of content gaming creation and such. Because this way, we could be able to do whatever we love every single day and do it together, because that's how it should be at the end, not individually, but together.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I know a lot of people who, they took those first steps, didn't really understand how to make thumbnails, which I'm still learning. didn't really understand how to edit, which I'm still learning. I'm not saying that they don't or they do, but let's just say it wasn't maybe even up to the standards of like, no, there was no even zooms, there was no nothing. It was just gameplay and that was it or something. Or
Yeah,
no,
the
you know,
technology was
maybe
limited back then.
right. So you know, they would give up easily. They would just be like, all right, well, I guess it's not for me. This video didn't pop off. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I even fell under that too because I did content for a little while. Funny enough, Metal Gear content, which has been announced, so I'm so happy for that because
Yeah,
I want to
did
tap
see
into that
too.
because your boy knows his Metal Gear lore, but we'll get into that later. Dude, like, you know, to see you still push through that feeling of maybe doubt or maybe feeling like this isn't up to par, you know, it's very admirable. So it's cool that you can motivate those people. It's good that people can relate. And I'm glad you're doing what you're doing because, you know, it's like you said earlier, like doing that variety gaming, it's a big deal, man, because like, for example, like Tyler One, I don't know if you're familiar, he's a League of Legends player, for example.
Yeah.
I don't watch his League of Legends content, but when he plays another game, I'll watch it because it's actually a good time watching him. And that's
Yep.
how I actually discovered him, believe it or not. So what you're saying holds weight. You may never know what that different game can bring, what kind of audience that can bring. You just never know.
Yep.
So, dude, yeah, that's an amazing thing. 5 years, man. Like, what motivated you to start?
Oh dang, man! Like I said, it's just I wanted to like be able to like make funny content and meet new people and interact with stuff. And I was trying to figure out how I can do that. And I can really back to, and I'm really back to my friend Vulture's Dark, like saying, "Hey man, we should start a YouTube channel. This is a great way, to get to know people, show your moments, show that you're determined to do what you love and stuff, man." And like I said, I was hesitant at first because I didn't believe I didn't have what it takes. I didn't believe I could do all these things and stuff, right? And just it's just crazy just looking back at my life 5 years ago and such when I started this channel that to start just like a fun little hobby thing and stuff, right? Just like just doing the sideline. Obviously, I had when I was in high school. When I started this whole YouTube channel thing stuff, I was a junior in high school back in 2018 and such. And then from there, I told all my friends, family members, and I think like I got like to like literally 100 subs on that day. Like I told everybody and such. And then from there, I started like focusing on the content stuff. And like I said, at first, I thought it wasn't going to be me. There's some stuff where it was performing great, but then when I saw that one thing that did really well and such, I eventually, because I kept on experimenting things too, and YouTube is an experimental platform because
It is, yeah.
you got to keep on trying new things and such. And that's the thing about with the variety. With the variety, you get to try new things. You got new different content and bringing in different experiences and bringing in new people. And then you take that community versus your community, you merge them with the one, and they have a lot of things in common. And then they can span out to other networks, and then bring it back to you and such. And then next thing you know, you just got a whole new thing going on, man. So overall, though, it was thanks to I guess thanks to my friend, who didn't give up and pushed me forward and doing stuff is what allowed me to do the same for other people and such, right? So that's kind of like why right there, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. And it seems like the other content creators are pushing you too.
Yeah.
Have you had you had good experiences? Have you had any bad with others? I'm curious about that.
As far as experiences, like I said, probably like so, one of the best probably collab experiences I ever had a long while was with you, man. Like I said, like doing the Fall Guys stuff and everything. I had a blast, man. It was like just hanging. It was like a little reunion. We all came together and stuff, right? We had some games going on. We had our laughs. Like we were angry, just like, oh, why did you do that? Come on now. But it was a good time, man. We had our laughs, and we all came together, and like that's what gaming does, stuff, right? But obviously, I can't really. It's been a while. Like I said, it's just been a while since I had a bad experience stuff, right? Maybe bad experiences might have happened like when I was lower in sub counts, or I tried to do these collabs and do certain stuff and work and everything. But obviously, there will be that time where yeah, you're gonna have bad experiences, you're gonna have haters and stuff. But like, I've never really had any like such bad experience with other creators.
Dude, same. Like, you maybe might not jive with them, so you don't hang out with them as much. But overall, it's been pretty good, and I do appreciate. It's more on you than me because I was sitting here. I remember I heard the advice that one of the best things you can do to grow is to do a collab. But the thing is with collabs is that like you gotta pick the right. You gotta make good content. You know what I'm saying?
You do, man.
You can't just okay, I've got Super Rocker with me, but there's nothing there. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
You can't just shout someone out and expect people to come. You gotta actually like have some substance. So it was really a blessing that it worked out the way it did because. I was talking to my wife. We were sitting there. We were thinking, like, man, like, who could I even collab with that'll get it? Who can I jive with? And we just kept saying your name, bro. We couldn't think of nobody else. We was like, it has to be. I'm serious, man. So you were my first, I would say like live stream collab. I've talked to V times before, and he also like, introduced me to with the podcast. But in terms of like a live stream, like I couldn't think of anyone else more who like is on the same page, same energy, same type of vibe than you, man.
Well, I
Pretty
appreciate
awesome.
that.
It's
I'm
true. It's
honored
true.
that I was your first pick and stuff,
Yeah,
man.
man. I'm surprised you even said yeah. I was not expecting it. I was like, oh my goodness, like he's way bigger than me. First of all, second of all, like how the heck am I supposed to convince him? Which, by the way, the first one was the Fall Guys. The one I was really nervous for was the Resident Evil one, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
After this, but I wanted to make this point. It's like I didn't know how I was going to convince you to actually do it with me. To be honest with you, because I feel like at the time the creators that I talked to that did Fall Guys stuff. They were kind of like a little intimidating, like almost like unapproachable, But you were very professional, very like approachable, and I always wondered about that. Like, did I leave an impression on you or something, or are you just like, is that how you are? Like, I mean, don't hit up Super Rocker for a collab, by the way. I don't know, but no, for real. Like, I was like, this dude's like, why would he do that with me? I was thinking of someone else, but I was like, man, like it may not be a good vibe. So I'm really happy you did it, but I wonder like why would you even say yeah to me? Honestly.
Because like I said, it's about just relating to people and be respectful and just being a people person, like you can't just be limited because of the status or like, the numbers and all this stuff, but to see that, them acknowledge them as a person that you grow and care about them and such and everything. Like it shouldn't matter what the subs and numbers are, man. Like, if we want to do collab, we're going to make it have such, right? Because, we're here to make content. We're going to have a good time and such, right? And like I said, we see potential within each other, right? There's one thing that the other person sees and such. And then from there, we can bring that out. And then from such, we able to improve upon ourselves and everything, right? Like we were both able, like, when we talk to each other about, improve on our thumbnails and videos and show each other stuff, right? It's just like, relating to like, just comparing the energies and comparing our passion stuff, right? And then, seeing how like, I have the same energy, but then you also have the same energy too. And it shouldn't matter about the number of subs, but the fact that you got that energy, the fact that you got that, the potential right there that I see as well too. It was like, you know what, man, let's do it. Let's go for it, man. I see that, this person can go really far. I see that, he understands me. He understands people. He's caring. He's compassionate stuff. And it's about, just like, it should be about the numbers, but overall, just, seeing the potential that people have such and simply, expanding it to the next level such to expand greatness and stuff, to be the best version of themselves. Yeah. So
thank you.
That's why.
Thank you for seeing my potential, because I was not expecting you to at all. I was expecting you to kind of give me the, I'll think about it approach, but you didn't do that. You're very welcoming, and I thank God for that. That was awesome. That was really awesome.
Yep. Because as with Jason Guy said, he treats all his children and everything for love and cares and kindness. It doesn't matter if they're like black or white. Doesn't matter like they have autism or anything like that. You make them feel welcome and stuff, and you love them stuff, right? Because he gave us he gave his only begotten son for us and everything stuff too, man. And the fact that we're breathing and living and we're able to do stuff like this to see another day, bro. Like I'm just truly grateful. So the fact that he did that for us and everything stuff, I will be able to like do the same for other people. I may not be like like the greatest content creator. I may not be skilled and stuff like that, but the fact that I'm able to relate to people and just raised by my parents to be kind and truthful and respectful and everything and such, right? It's just ultimately at the end of the day, just being just a kind, genuine, good person, always trying to do the right thing and stuff, right? Even though we're simple and we mess up and stuff too, man. But that doesn't mean we can't try.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. I love that you said that. That's exactly how I look at it too, man. Couldn't care less about who you are, what you are. It's just the attitude that you bring was just very inviting, and I'm glad. Like I said, I'm super grateful that you feel the same way I do, man. Because like you said, it feels like everybody's trying to rip us apart, man.
But not here, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, when we stand together, anything's possible.
Together
like
we are strong.
As Bill says, together we strong.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dude, I love, man. Dude, we have such high praises for him. I'm trying to get him on. I heard he's down.
You gotta get him on, man.
He has to
gotta get that man on.
He is like the catalyst of everything. He really is, man. He really is. He's the godfather. So apparently Camera Gaming told me that he's down to do it. We just have to kind of find a way to get him on, because I guess his like technology familiarity isn't that good.
But it's a start. It's a
start. Yeah. At least he's saying yeah. So there's good news there.
Yeah, that is good news.
Yeah. So we and it's fascinating to me, man. Like I really do think it's a blessing. We talk more than I expected, which is good. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that you reach out. I like that we have the conversation because it's good to make friends, man. It's not a bad thing. I
It's
think
not,
maybe a
man.
lot of people have like what's the word I'm looking for here? They'll have like their own biases or personal, I guess, insecurities. So it's good to kind of open up and see what happens, because you may end up finding a blessing like yourself. Because every collab stream we've had, man, what?
Yeah.
What? Feels like the Super Bowl, man.
For real, man. Like everybody show up out of nowhere, just get the hype going, man. Ready to do this, man.
Yeah,
Whether
man.
it be
It's
like
been
the Team Super versus Team Yugi, Resident Evil 4, bro, and everything stuff going on. Like that was so
oh,
much fun.
dude, we got to talk about Resident Evil 4, bro.
Oh, yep.
We got to get into that, man. Let me pull out my notes. I'm gonna need a whole page for this, dude. So I hit you up. First of all, I haven't played the game in years, right? I see that it was dropping. I'm thinking my boy Rocker loves variety. That was the first, that's the first time I ever stepped into variety. By the way, I think
Really?
like in terms of like a game that has nothing to do with like Epic Games. We seem to be stuck with Epic Games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Freaking Epic Games, bro.
For real, bro. It's always
Like
them.
that was like completely vastly different consistently on top of that.
Yeah.
I hit you up, said, let's do this challenge. Whoever dies the most. What do we do? You came up with the ice bucket, so that's on you. I didn't know what else to do, bro. I was like, you know what I mean? What do we do? And you said, oh, how about an ice bucket? And I was like, all right. So there it is. Which you did. Shout out.
Yep, I kept my word, bro.
You kept your word.
Almost 300 people viewed that video, by the way, on YouTube.
I know. Dude,
and then I had
like I sucked.
It was, oh my god.
Your body locked up. You're like,
bro, I went to the gas station to get a bag of ice. I let that thing in a bucket so it could break down and thing. When I stuck my hand there, I got it out so quick. I was like, no. And my hand was shaking like this. I couldn't imagine what it's gonna do to me, dude.
And then they put it on your hair, bro, and it just kept going.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yo, all that ice is on my man's head right now. Oh, yeah, gosh.
Yeah, because I had my brother hold the bucket, and then we were recording stuff, and he didn't even let me finish the line. He straight up poured that thing on me. He did.
You said, all right, before you even breathe after you said, let it happen. Dude, he was. Yep, I'm like, yo, bro, like you've been trying to do this for a while or what? Like, what's good?
He was right. He's like, oh, all them times you were yelling your room during streaming, you had this coming for a long time, man.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, yo, he was a little too happy about that.
He's like, there's ice in your hair, bro. He's like, bro, yo.
It was good, man. It was good. I'm glad you did that. I think that was fun. The game itself, though, interesting. We have two different experiences for sure. You guys can go back and watch it. You said, I remember we were talking on stream a little bit, and I would love to hear you let the viewers know.
Yeah.
You were saying that this game just hit different, bro.
It
was different than something that you never played before.
I guess what definitely different was the fact that you had like I said, craft the stuff too, like your ammo and stuff. So instead of just finding ammo, just picking up there, you have to actually have to craft and stuff, right? But also what's different was the variety of enemies and stuff, right? The fact there's some enemies where were easy to take out. There was also some other game stuff too, where you had to parry and stuff, right? And there was moments where I thought I can go let me just walk around. Maybe I don't have to parry. Nah, you suffer the consequences if you don't parry. You literally get one shot. The fact that we're on hardcore difficulty, bro, I got so angry. Obviously, when I died the first few times we first started this, I was like, okay, it's fine. We're going to die a few times. I'll get used to it sooner or later.
Yeah.
Literally, Ashley the liability, bro. Oh, my God, man.
Yeah, man. She was a factor that I honestly forgot, dude.
Yeah.
I'm over here because when I was remembering the game, I was like, okay, I remember it was just me. But then, I remembered Ashley, but not how much of a liability she could be. It almost feels worse in this game. I don't know why.
It's so much worse.
Yeah, because I don't remember there being a mechanic. I mean, maybe somebody can correct me in the comments. I don't remember there being a mechanic where you can tell her to back off or stay tight to you. I don't remember that being the case in the old games. So they really made it more difficult. The vibe is different. It's a lot darker. There's a little more you can do, but in terms of the hardcore difficulty, I think you're absolutely right. But there's a couple things, man. We went with different weapon loadouts.
Yep.
different approaches. At first, you were on fire, dude. Like you were doing things. I remember I was reacting to it on stream. I'm like, what is he doing? Because you had like everybody fall off the bridge and everything in the beginning when there's like that big fight, and I was getting wrecked, and I was like, oh no, this ain't gonna be good. But then like it seemed like progressively over time, it's almost seemed like our decisions kind of really started to show themselves.
It definitely did.
Yeah. So like I don't know if the main problem was like the weapons or just like maybe like one of us felt the game out quicker. I don't know. What would you think? Because
I
to
think
me, like
both.
you would say both. Yeah, because I feel like if you changed out the shotgun, you probably would have had a better time. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, the other one, I think it's like the riot shotgun compared to the original, hits like a complete, like it's like two different things. One's like a punch from one, like a lightweight. The other one's a punch from Mike Tyson. Like I'm telling you. So when I saw you with that old shotgun, I was like, but I didn't want to say nothing.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. I'm sorry, man. I gotta admit it now. Like I wasn't gonna be like, oh, yo, you should get the new shotgun. Nah, I want you to lose, bro. I'm not trying to get that ice.
I want you to get that ice bucket, man. We're friends and stuff, but I ain't trying to lose.
But I think if you sold it and got the riot shotgun, dude, it hits like a truck.
It does, man. Oh my god. The fact you can take out like 3 enemies at once in that thing, like, oh my god. I was like, where was this thing?
That's what I said. It caught me by surprise. And it's just like that. I think that's the biggest, like, almost like the differentiating factor. It's like, what's your, like, are you improving the weapons? Because, you know, like, I thought it was just more cost efficient to just keep the old guns, but investing in the new ones, man, I'm telling you, it makes a world of difference.
It does, man.
In an already hard game.
Yeah. They got to kill all these enemies, like, sell stuff, go back and get the treasures and everything, and then, like, you know, just save up just to get like that one weapon. It makes such a big difference. Like it's crazy. Like it's like one of those games. Like, you know, when you make like, you know, it's obviously it's like the game has a story, but like, you know, the choices you make affect like, you know, how you progress, like how far you progress in the story, like speed wise, exactly. Such so like, what are you going to go through these chapters really quickly, or you're really gonna have to take your time with them in order to get past all that, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna hopefully be doing this again, and I'm gonna be hopefully thinking about something a little more. Not as like polarizing in terms of the difference. We'll see. I'll cook something up, but you know what I mean? Like I feel like it really showed itself. Like you said, it was part 5 when like it was just crazy, right?
Part 5 went downhill for me.
You really started like if you compare mines to yours, you could really see the gap in weaponry. Because you got the shots, you can hit the shots. There's no problem. But like they're not going down, especially the last stream because. You were shooting these freaking bugs so many times. I was watching. I was like, nah, bro. Nah. We
should
probably. Yeah, it was like you might as well have been shooting them with Nerf darts.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because I'm using the Blacktail, which is it's the compact pistol.
Yeah.
2 shots, bro. 2 shots. Pop, pop. Dead bug. I was I know. You probably can't believe it. I was watching your stream. I was like, dude, I feel so bad. You're like, you might as well be flicking them in the face. Exactly, might as well be doing that to him. Like it doesn't do anything.
Just shoot him a water gun, man. It does nothing.
literally. I was like, no. This ain't fair. He doesn't know. So I'm telling you now, if you ever for some reason decide to play the game again, you know, that's the gun I need. That's the gun you got to use because it's a 2 to 3 shot like kill, and you were over there freaking fighting bugs all crazy. I was like, nah. This ain't.
I literally was hitting them in the head. I was hitting nothing but headshots, and they would not go down.
No. That's when I knew, like, there's a gap in the weaponry here. Like, you gotta. And for those of you who want to play Resident Evil 4, like, stay up to date with those guns, man, because you're gonna have a hard time.
Save your coins, your currency, make right decisions.
Yep. So
all that, man.
Yeah, that was fun though. That was a good collab stream. A lot of frustration, but we got through to the other side. And,
especially when I raged. When I fucked my chair.
Oh, I love that compilation. It still cracks me up to this day.
And especially with the one where it's like, do not miss, send this. Cuban!
Dude, I remember I was in your stream and I was like, yo, your chair is freaking out right now because it's about to get punched again.
Yeah, man. I was ready. I was not trying to, but I was like, I'm going, man. I'm ready.
It's good content. It's good content.
It's good content though. It
Yeah.
entertains the fan base, so
I
that's
love it. I
what
love it.
matters.
Yeah, they had a good time with it, and that's all. Exactly, that's all that matters, man.
Mhm.
What do you plan on outside? I'm sure you got the security breach, right? DLC.
Yeah, we got a DLC coming up.
We obviously got the Spider-Man in fall. Is there anything else you got your eyes on that you're excited to show the people?
I think so. I think another game I want to touch, but there's like this cool like samurai game and stuff where the guy had like 66 days to live or something like that. That looked like
Phantom
a
Blade Zero, bro.
That looked amazing, dude.
That game
I was like,
yeah,
I need to play that.
Yeah,
I need to play that.
It's so good. I'm like,
it's so good.
No. Me and my cousin were reacting to it, and we were like, nah, bro. We got like, what? Why does it look so good?
For real, man. Like the story and the atmosphere and like the character and such, I really liked it. Another game that I'm excited for is Final Fantasy Freddy's Help 1 and 2. So I'm not sure if you saw that. Yeah, it was not big of a tease, like, it didn't go on for so long, but show like 6 location and so like the Ballora jump scare and stuff like remastered and everything stuff too. I was like, that looks good too, but also like say back to Metal Gear Solid and everything too. Like some games I haven't played, but I watch the gameplay. So like sometimes I'll have to watch people play the game and all stuff before I consider myself playing it and streaming the stuff too with some games and all that. But like I said, the Metal Gear, that looked really clean. Like the graphics are like right there, man. I was like, I might have to check that out.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. And just like how you are with like the lore with Five Nights, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Metal Gear was like my Star Wars growing up. It's my favorite game series of all time. And I felt really heartbroken because the guy who directed the game had to separate. There's a big controversy with that. I don't know if he's gonna come back for the new remakes. I hope he does.
Hopefully.
But if they don't mess it up, I mean, it's gonna be great. Yeah, because that game was so ahead of its time. It had a survival system. It had camouflage. Like, how many games
it had everything.
It had everything. Like, outside of that I can think of, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I can't think of many games that took into factor what you were wearing equals how easily the enemy can see you.
Yeah.
I don't know any games outside
I don't really know any games at all that does
besides maybe Splinter Cell. I don't know if you ever played it, but there's not a lot of, like, stealth games out there that are good like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you wore, I think it was, like if you wore like a grass green, let's say, grass green camouflage, you would change your uniform. You wear grass green camouflage.
Yep.
If you stepped out in a muddy area, you'd stand out like a sore thumb, and the enemy from like a mile away be like,
I see you,
idiot. So you're sitting there, oops. You know what I mean? So you got to make sure you're like up to date. If it's nighttime, then you can wear all black. You can actually paint. You can literally paint your face black. I don't know if you can.
Because then it's hard to see something that's exactly as its surroundings.
Right. Which I can't even say this with a straight face, but I'm gonna say it because I'm tired of this shit. I'm gonna say it. I love that they did that because it's realistic. Listen, if you see a white dude at night, you're gonna see his face. But when you here we go, you know who gonna get all butthurt.
Yep.
But when you paint your face black with the black face paint, you get 100% camouflage because you can't see them. You see what I'm saying? You can't see me. But if you leave your face out of the equation, you'll get caught. So sometimes you gotta be fully immersed, man. You gotta have the black camouflage, have the black face paint, and vice versa with green. So if you want to camp out in the grass so people don't see you, you gotta have green face paint. Or so there's like an index. It's like from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
If you don't have any green face paint in the grass, you won't get to 100.
Nope.
You'll be at like 90. So you could still get seen, but if you're at 100, bro, you're basically invisible. So you can't be seen, bro. You can't be seen. So you can sit there calm in the grass, just not moving, just looking. Green face paint, right?
Yeah.
You could just pop up on enemies and they won't see you at all. They'll just walk right past you. But if you don't have the 100, they'll notice your face. They'll be like, huh? I see this. I see you, you idiot, So, yeah, man.
You think you'll hit it?
Yup. And that's what I'm saying. Like, so I hate that, like, that type of stuff got stigmatized now because not growing up, but being in the military, they taught me that too. Like, sometimes when you want to camouflage out there, you got to paint your face. You might have to take some mud and, spread it all on. Right.
Well, you want to be fully immersed, you got to do what you got to do.
Right. You got to do what you got to do. And I hope they don't get persuaded by the current climate, because there's a lot of real factors in there. Like, you got to make sure your camouflage is on point. You got to make sure that, like, for example, your food doesn't spoil. You eat it fresh. There's a lot, man. And I think you're in for a ride if you check it out, bro. You're going to love that game. That's the game that I swear that series made me become a Marine. I swear, bro. Like, I'm serious, man. I thought that was real. It's not. But
it's not,
you know
man.
what I mean? It's a different aspect, obviously, real life military. But, there's some real applications there that are really cool, and I think you'll love it.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of stealth games. I don't know if you played many.
I haven't really played I don't think I've never really played any stealth games. I think like if I do, this would be like my first one ever.
Yeah, bro.
That I do such. But the fact that they add real application stuff, that's what makes the gameplay a lot more interesting and fun and stuff. It's not just like, oh, it's just a game logic and stuff. He didn't see him somehow. Now we're on a realistic, make it realistic, but still have like that game, like
Yeah. It's still like gamey. You know what I mean? Obviously with like the indicator, as long as you know you're at 100%. Oh, but I'm telling you, there's no better feeling than when, like, because the guards are very slow walking and very observant. So they're like looking all around, right? And just having them walk by you when you're in that patch of grass at 100%, dude, there's no better feeling. And you sneak up behind them, you can tell them to freeze.
Yeah.
Freeze. And they'll like put their hands up slowly. And some of them will try you, bro. Some of them will like pretend like they're putting their hands out, turn around and knife you, dog. It's crazy. Yo, I'm telling you, Metal Gear is crazy, bro. Yeah, man.
Dang.
Or like you can tell them to freeze, and they have like a radio, so they'll like radio to HQ if like something's going wrong, and you can shoot their radio. Ooh. So even if they try you and they try to run away and get radio, they'll be like, "Oh crap, my radio doesn't work." And you're just creeping up like, it's just me and you, bitch. You ain't got no backup. Yeah, man.
The deer versus the bear now.
Yup. Big old green bear coming at you.
Yep.
And there's nature involved. Like, oh man, you're gonna love it. I can't wait till you try it. I don't know.
It sounds amazing the way you describe it.
And this is in 2000. Hold on, I gotta look this up. Oh my gosh, you're not even gonna believe the year that this game came out. All this I'm telling you is in that game in PS2. 2004.
2004?
2004. This is all the features in a game like that.
Yeah, that's ahead of its time. That is definitely
right. What? It sounds like a real like modern game. This is 2004. I remember I bought this game for Christmas before I even had a PS2. I was so hyped, yeah. And I waited like a year to finally get a PS2 and play this game because it's so ahead of its time, bro. So ahead.
Yeah, man.
You can
like
definitely another thing, like, and then I'll stop. Like I said, I'll talk all day.
You're good.
I imagine you never played it. I mean, it was 2004, but dude. So you actually have to learn the difference. This game's educational on top of it. I know. You actually have to learn the difference. And Chunk will love this. Her podcast is next. She'll love this though. Or her podcast will be the last podcast. She'll be excited to hear about this. That you actually have to know the difference between venomous snakes and normal snakes. Ooh. Yeah. Now you have sleep darts in the game. So you can catch a venomous snake and you can scare the crap out of the guards with it. So you don't even have to make contact with them. You can just throw a venomous snake at them and they start freaking out. Or you can literally kill people. So you can throw the venomous snake at them, they'll bite them. You wait like a couple minutes and they'll freaking die, dude.
It's because of the poison, man.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Isn't that insane, bro?
It is mind blowing.
I know. Like, bro, like I don't know no games that be doing. So I'm telling you, like,
I don't, man. I can't think of any other game that has these type of mechanics. Like the way you've been talking about, the fact this game came out ahead, like way ahead of its time and has a whole stuff, dude. I can't really think of one thing that comes really any close to anything like that, man.
It was the king daddy of stealth games. And finally, like, hopefully it gets the respect it deserves. Hopefully it gives people like yourself and maybe people like others who haven't grew up playing this game, you can see why. Like, once you're a Metal Gear fan, you're like literally dedicated, bro. Like, it's like a religion. Yeah, literally. So you'll see, man. You'll see. Like, and funny enough, like YouTube even tweeted at me. I think I told you this off stream.
Yeah, I think so.
They even tweeted me and said, like, so when are you doing a Metal Gear stream? I'm like, I guess it's happening this year because they're dropping all 3 in fall. So on top of all the other stuff that are coming out. So that's
the way I see things.
Yeah, go
And
ahead.
my bad. But the way I see things too, like everything that happens is not without reason, right? So maybe the reason why I got that tweet all those years ago is because of this moment right here, dude.
Dude, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So yeah, Sony
Mm-hmm.
fans are eating good, man. I mean, it's gonna be on Xbox One, but I imagine that I think they said the collection's on PS5. I don't know, but either way, it's all on next gen, and I'm hyped. So I
Yeah,
hope hopefully I sold you on Metal Gear Solid 3 because it's just one of the many of the few games to where like kind of the example we were using with Resident Evil 4, the game like almost penalizes you for not changing your playstyle and using the new stuff. Metal
yeah.
Gear is not like that. It is like whatever you want to do. You wanna freaking just get into a gunfight and slaughter everyone? You can do that. You wanna be John Rambo and just the whole game? You can literally be a now. There's an interesting penalty to that, but I won't spoil it.
All right, all right.
It
I appreciate that.
you're gonna experience a nightmare. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But you could just John Rambo kill everyone. You don't give a crap about getting caught. Or like I said, you can use more animals. You can use more distractions. You can use bees. You can use rotten food. You can use stealth tactics. You can knock people out. You can use them against each other. There's just a plethora of things that rewards you different playstyles, and so that's what I'm excited for you for, because I love that like when we did our Resident Evil 4 playthrough, we did things kind of differently,
Yeah,
similarly but still differently in the way we approach things. So that's what excites me the most about this new Metal Gear, is that it rewards you for trying to think outside the box versus just the same song and dance that maybe like some other games do. There's no variety in like a Call of Duty campaign, for
yeah.
example.
There isn't.
It's only kill everybody. Where I love games that give you options. You know what I mean?
Bro, like
Um,
more freedom to approach a certain situation though. The fact
yeah,
that you can get creative with it, that's what makes these games very noticeable and recognizable for like, how they stand out. The
yeah,
fact that you're sort of just limited to just one tactic. Meanwhile, you got multiple ways to do things to take out the enemy or progress through a certain section of the
right,
story.
right.
You do things differently, but you can still continue on and relate to the same point of that story.
Yeah, yeah. Like, are you big into like fighting games at all?
Oh yeah, like I said, I love watching people play fighting games, but I started getting into like. I think what really got me to play more fight games was definitely Dragon Ball Fighter Z. When that game
Mm,
first came out and I bought it and everything, the fact that not only took my favorite, thing, my anime and stuff, I had Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, but the fact that it also incorporated into like a fighting game stuff that, with Street Fighter and all that stuff, bro. I was so fascinated. And I constantly kept making streams and videos and kept playing that game and such. And when I saw like the gameplay of Street Fighter 6 and Mortal Kombat 1, I was like,
yeah,
oh
yeah,
snap.
man. It's hype.
It's
It's
about to
hype.
get spicy, bro.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why I think that's what I love about fighting games, is that you can find that character that like expresses yourself. That's kind of what
Yeah.
I'm getting at with asking you that. It's like you want to be able to express yourself in the gameplay. You know what I mean? If you're not
Yeah.
having a freaking bad day, you want to just drop everyone. You're not having it. You don't feel like sneaking around. You can do that.
Yep.
Same thing with like fighting games. If you want to play a certain character that's just in your face, grabbing you, throwing you around, you can do that. If you want to play a projectile character, you can do that.
You got it.
That's right. That's the cool thing about fighting games. So it's fascinating that I'm glad you actually found that. Is that like your first I guess like serious like fighting game you were into, was Dragon Ball Fighters? Have you played any others
Yeah,
before?
it actually was, man. That was like my first actual like
I
I
love
actually started
that.
practicing my
I think
combos.
that's awesome.
Serious. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because I feel like that really like merged two audiences, because you had like the unfortunate circumstance of Marvel vs. Capcom,
Yeah.
which those guys are like basically orphans. Like we haven't had
Yeah.
a new good Marvel vs. Capcom in a while, so that took that audience and kind of like merged it with the dedicated and very large Dragon Ball base. So I
Yeah.
love to hear that was your like first introduction. I know you played it a little bit on stream. I saw a little bit of it.
Yeah, I said do a little bit of a throwback. I'm not sure if I'll do it again, but let's do a bit of a throwback stream where I just did some online matches stuff. And those people are sweaty. Holy crap. Like they'll be blocking, they'll be jumping in the air multiple times, they'll be like
Hmm.
doing specific attacks, they'll fake you out. And in the second they hit you once, they get that work on that combo going. Like they'll bring an assist, they'll get that bar fill up to where you get to perform their special attack. And from there, your one character's out just with
Yeah.
one combo and stuff, a
Yeah.
continuous combo. And it's like people it's just crazy to show you how much time and effort and dedication people put in these fighting games just to prove themselves, like, how, they want to be able to reach the top, and now that, they're just trying to beat that one guy in front of them. That one guy beat me up last time. I'm not going to lose that again.
You can't underestimate the Dragon Ball fan base, bro. They
For real,
grew
dude.
up with determination and perseverance, just like the show.
Yep, like Goku, the fact that a low-class Saiyan warrior who literally not that much, but the fact that he had the will and determination and just a mindset to keep pushing forward is now one of the strongest characters ever there, bro. Going up against people like, Vegeta, Cell, Boo, Beerus, and then Frieza, and then the Tournament of Power and merge Zamasu and all that stuff, man. Like, crazy.
Yeah. I can't wait to see if they hopefully release a part 2. Would you? I imagine. I know Tenkaichi 4 got announced.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Because I have my opinions, but I'm curious what you have to say first.
I think it's because I've never played any Budokai games, because like I said, I just I wasn't into like crazy Dragon Ball Z games. Like I said, I was able to just used to watch people play these games, or just like the anime and all that stuff too. But I think like it's like when I heard and from the previous Budokai games, so I heard and seen people play. I think this one's got potential to be like its best out of all the 3 and stuff. Like the previous ones that came out and stuff, right? It's all about just simply find a way to improve upon that recipe and stuff, right? Take these existing recipe, add in something that'll make it more spicy, interesting and stuff, right? Would it be like, first of all, improving the graphic stuff, maybe be improving, the gameplay overall, maybe, get into listening to your community and fan base, like what they're looking for these characters, stuff, like more variety and stuff, right? More, mechanics and freedom to, approach these fights and everything stuff. Make it overall, give it that Dragon Ball feel and stuff, right? Give it to where, I'm really like, flying at high speeds and these keep blast and got to perform these combos, right? And using specific characters and everything. Just like getting into the mindset of what people are looking for is going to want to make the game perform at its best overall, though. So I think this game's got potential to do great overall, though.
Yeah, I'm nervous, man. Like, I know it has the potential, like you said. And I like what you said about how if they really capture what Dragon Ball Z is in its essence, because, the original, like, it doesn't like the old Tenkaichi games didn't really capture that like feeling of like velocity, like high intense combat that's in the Dragon Ball Z, anime, for example.
Yeah.
It was a little more slow paced. I think that was like hardware limitations, but Budokai 3 really captured that feeling of like this is a brutal fight.
It did, man. It did.
So I'm nervous though, because unfortunately, like a lot of these fighting games, man, DLC, bro. DLC.
It's always the DLC.
Yeah, it's always a DLC. Oh, you think you just spending $70? Nah, dog. You're gonna be spending like $140.
Yep.
Just to freaking have
just for these extra characters and all that stuff, man.
So annoying, because what was appealing about the original Tenkaichi games was the roster was ridiculous.
Yes. Oh my goodness. That roster was
ridiculous. You had the taxi driver on there. Like everyone was just, if your face was on the game or in the series for 2 seconds, you're
like
in that
the farmer with the shotgun.
Yup. Get my gun.
I better do what any sensible middle American would do in this situation. Get my gun!
What's your power level, little human? 5, huh?
Protect me, gun!
Hey, no! Bad human!
Yeah, but I voted for Bush.
Bad. Now get back up and tell me you're sorry. Human?
Yep, they had everybody on there. And it's like, for a fact they're going to put it as DLC. And it's just like, I feel like the boomer in me is just so over it, because, you know what I mean? That's what I grew up with. I grew up with a full roster. I grew up in a time where, like, you had to play the campaign to unlock the characters, I'm just getting so sick and tired of it. And I know that's what they're going to do. So a part of me is like, I don't know. I guess I just have to suck it up and get over it, because that's just the way things are nowadays.
Yeah.
But it's like so predatory at the same time, because it's like they make those DLC characters really good, so they make you want to buy them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I finally started to consider buying the new Power Rangers fighting game that came out a while ago, because now all the DLC characters are in one package for like $20. Whereas before, every expansion was like $15. You end up spending like
a boatload, man.
Dude, a boatload. For what,
it's
Power
crazy.
Rangers? I love Power Rangers, but I don't like them that much.
For real though, I'm not gonna be able to spend. I don't want to spend that much money for that. I ain't crazy like that.
Come on, bro. So it's just like a lot of this stuff is getting old, man. So I don't know how you feel about it. Me personally, like, I struggle with it, man. I struggle with it. I
Yeah.
get it, like sometimes with like the Fortnite skin, like that Goku Black skin, looking good.
That thing was clean, bro. Like
Duh.
when he like obviously you saw it when I powered up and did the animation stuff, dude. Oh my god,
It's
that
so
thing.
good.
That's probably one of my favorite skins in the game right there. Hands on the fact that the animation and just the power up and stuff, and the keyblade and the scythe when he like does all that
It's
stuff.
so
dude.
good.
So
good.
clean.
That's what
They
I'm
did
saying.
such a good job. Dude.
It's tempting, but like there's like a side of me that grew up without that just like keeps screaming in my ear, like, why are you buying this? You know? So I don't know
like,
I don't know how to
just
navigate.
part of the game, you know.
Yeah.
Just make it like where it's like, because obviously we get where we come from. Like, you know, back then where like it was all part of the game, not the DLC and stuff, where it was worth the purchase, but you get this whole package stuff, and that's what made it worth purchasing. But now, like, you know, they see like, you know, they know people are, you know, the way we're saying now, they know we're going to say this stuff and think about it, but because of the fact that we wanted that badly, we still buy it anyways, you know, because like
exactly, especially being content creator.
Yeah.
So I kind of like locked myself because before I even started content, I would just wait. I'll wait all day. I'll wait all year. Now that we're content creators and you want to stay relevant with the times, man, you gotta pull that checkbook out, I guess, man, and invest, dude. It's killing me, dog. And this year is ridiculous, bro. I can't, man. This year's too much. I was like, could they drop like one game next year? Why you gotta drop all these games this year?
For real, bro. Like it's kind of getting ridiculous.
Yeah, yo, guys, y'all are helping more than you know. Because it is hard out here, bro. Like
difficult, brother. Yeah. We appreciate it.
Yeah, for real, man. That's the one of the things I'll give you, man. Variety streaming it costs, but it'll pay its dividends, I imagine. And you know,
yeah,
it's more of a in the long run it'll pay off. But man, like you know, I feel for those, man, because a lot of us work hard for our money. You know what I mean? I feel for
yeah,
I feel for absolutely, man. Trying to keep up, and then you get these dope skins and you want to buy them, but it's just too much sometimes. But
yeah,
that's
man.
The way of the world now. I mean, how would you navigate that? Like, do you have a rationale? Are you kind of like on my side where you're like, you know, I wanna be relevant with the times. I'm gonna have to just invest. Are you a little more hesitant? Like, how do you feel about that?
There are some moments where I'm a little hesitant, but like I said though, you know, if there's like the opportunity, that chance, then I honestly am gonna take it stuff, right? Because obviously there's some things where I take a step back and think, okay, is this something I really want to make content on, or is this something I'm going to do as such? And if I see it as it's going to benefit me, you know, when I do it or in the long run, then I'm going to go for it and stuff, right? But if not, then, you know, it's just not worth it, man.
Yeah. Like if you're not going to make content on it, it feels almost like not worth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. It's very rare that I like look at a game and I'm like, I'm going to invest in this just to play it. But, yeah, you know, as long as you enjoy it, I mean, that I know the Goku Black stream was rough for you, man. I know it was. Yeah, it was rough. You really tapped into that evil side, but you really became Goku Black there. But
it's now the time to show all these mortals my power.
Yeah. But I feel like I imagine you felt like it was worth it though in the end. You know what I mean? Because it
was.
Yeah. Because
it definitely was.
As long as you're having somewhat fun, you're making content. I don't see what's the. I don't know if you can even put a price on it, can you? You know what I mean? I don't think you can. Yeah. I
don't think you can, especially when you have the fun and the Goku Black evil side of me and stuff, and just entertain my fan base stuff. But it's worth it, you know. When you know that you're doing something right and that, you know, it's making people happy, you know, it's worth it.
Man. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, man. How does your real quick? How does your fam feel about it? Because I know you already admitted, you kind of let them all know. V-Tice is a little hesitant, for example. I kind of opened up to them about it like a couple months in. How did they feel about it, and how's that experience been? Like, you know, I imagine, you know, they hear you in the room doing your thing. Has there been any frustrations with it? Are they all for it? Like, what could you even speak on it? You know,
I mean, like I said, with my family and all that stuff, they support me with what I do and everything stuff with my YouTube and everything stuff. Like, yeah, there's moments where there's some things out of my control, and I try to keep control of my voice, tone, voice level and such, and not be super loud and all stuff too and everything. But over at the end of the day, they fully support me because they love me and that do what you love, man, and stuff, right? Obviously, eventually, even though I live with family and stuff too, but eventually, when I work hard and I reach my goals and all that stuff, eventually I'll be able to get into my own place and then do the things I love too, man, such. But I'm just, very grateful and appreciative to have like parents who like, just fully support me and it's, just, all about, just working hard is, achieving your goals and doing what you love in life, man, and such. But I try not to be too annoying with my loud voice though. Cause yeah, I will admit, I try, I do get loud and there's moments where like, I try to be respectful when they try and like, get the rest and, just enjoy a day off or something like that. Cause like I said, there's, me not streaming and making video all the time also gives them a break and stuff too. Cause this way, balancing out stuff, man.
Yeah, that's good. You got that support system, man. There's nothing better. There's nothing better than that, and
absolutely,
that's good to hear, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. Once you move out, then you can kind of go a little crazy with it and do what you got to do.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't think there's any better feeling. I can't imagine doing this without everyone's support, without my wife's support. I couldn't.
Yeah,
I couldn't.
But
like
you said, YouTube's like that second home, the second family, man. Thanks to their love support, you're able to keep pushing forward and persevere, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. I can tell. I can tell. Is there a time where you did take a break? Because I'm about to myself. Not more so because I don't want to stream, but more so because I probably should. And then I obviously the move and I had a planned vacation. This was planned like years in advance anyway. Have you ever had to do that before?
I actually had this is maybe a year or two ago. There was like a point where my YouTube channel and videos just wasn't performing so well. Like normally I get like normal amount of views and fan base and stuff and everything and such. But I was seeing all that such a lot and everything and stuff. And it made me like mentally depressed and stuff too and everything and all that. And especially when, it affected me and at work and such too. And then afterwards I talked to some of my friends, my PlayStation friends and stuff. And you should just I talked to my friends and my family members. So you should just simply step back, take a break, because seeing how this is affecting you mentally and such, you just, your viewers will understand that, you need to take care of yourself and your health and everything such too, right? And I took like the whole week. I didn't do any streaming or any videos and anything stuff. I simply just took time for myself, to simply reflect, what I could do to improve on things, make better. And I realized that, you don't always have to content create all the time, right? They're subscribed to you for a reason and they're going to be patient, right? And I think it's like I think what I noticed, like more people actually tune in to more of your stream videos when you don't upload as crazy much and such, because they want to know what's going on with you, where have you been and such, like, what you got planned for the future and everything, right? And so kind of to make it where I no longer stream, like, I used to stream like almost every single day way back in the day when I started YouTube. I now have it where I usually I'm always going to stream every single Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because that's close to the weekend and such, and it's not streaming as such and everything. But I guess it's more time just like enjoy life. Let me just enjoy that. The side where I can just live my life. Do the things I enjoy. Just play some games with my friends. Maybe I'll go out bowling or just simply catch a movie. Just enjoying life in general. And just taking all of it in and reflecting as such. And then from there, when I do get back to like doing this hobby and such, right? People showing up and over saying, "Hey, how's it going, Super? We haven't seen you talking in a very long while. What you got going on, man? What you got playing on? We want to hear all this. We want to, talk to you, man," and everything such. So the fact that, just taking all these lessons and, all this stuff and experience throughout the years of YouTube and everything such, just simply, just delivering high quality content by taking my time, taking breaks myself, being a people person and relating to them on all levels, it simply allows me to be the best creator that I can be, for both myself and other people out there too, man.
Yeah, that's wonderful to hear, man. I like what you just said there. I think that's so crazy and fascinating that we do have a community that seems to genuinely want to know about us.
Yeah.
I don't know how to like fully process that. I still am, I guess. But to have people that genuinely worry about you it's kind of crazy to me. You know what I'm trying to say? Like outside of obviously like your family and loved ones, it's kind of crazy that there's like a person out there who watches the screen and like worries,
Mm-hmm. And even though we never met these person, never like talked to them physically, like like person to person, all such, the fact that they go to show that that we're all human and that we have emotions and care of each other goes a very long way as such, man.
Right?
Whether that be from a screen, that's surprising right there alone. It's crazy. Yeah.
Do you feel like you attract that audience, like because we're that way? Maybe like that's why we have people that are that way.
I believe so, man. Like I said, I believe our streams brings in all types of people, all shapes and sizes, man. Like some people are very, shy. Some people are very, hesitant. Some people are very eager going and energetic. Some people are very timid or mild and all that stuff. But either way, the fact that streams bring all types of people and that it can change us in multiple ways and stuff, it's very powerful.
Have you had any experiences with other communities? Because most of us kind of met through Fall Guys, let's be honest.
Like so there's been definitely experience where like some people like when they talk about obviously when I stream there's some moments where I'll ask saying how did you first met me or how did you first gain gaming content on my channel and stuff, right? And they'll tell me saying, oh, I was just having a bad day, I wanted to find a stream where I can feel welcome and such, and I so happen like the second you acknowledge me and talk to me, I found it. Or there can be moments where I was looking for a specific type of content, I was able to give them that positive vibe and such too, and you just appreciate that, man. And like so there was moments where they may be there consistently, like every single week. They may show up like every couple days, or if not in a very long time. The fact that they still come back and remember, I did something right. I did that part, for them. And from there, you just like it goes a long way, man.
Yeah. Because I can't imagine branching out to a whole different community after this.
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say? Like, let's say that new game comes out, whatever it may be. Yeah. And then now you've got new names there. You've got new people who are making content on it. Like, I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I was curious if you ever like felt that, like, because I know you switched. You used to do dedicated Minecraft. I don't know what else you mentioned before that.
So originally Fortnite, then it kind of stuck. Then I went to Minecraft, and I kind of went back and forth. I think there's moments where I were hesitant. I was afraid and stuff too, because it was a whole entire new game, and I wasn't too sure whether or not it was going to perform well. But the fact that it shouldn't matter what perform well. The fact that you're simply trying something new is like is a big step for your YouTube channel. It's a big step toward something bigger and better for the future. The fact that you're willing to try new things means you're willing to improve yourself as a creator and get better and better. Which each every stream and video that we do, we get better and better and better as such, right? We may not get we're never going to be perfect at it, but we're all going to get better at it,
Yeah. How you feel about Rocket League? I know you mentioned OPJ.
Oh, Rocket League, like I said, it was like I said, that game was like a game I simply like watching other people play and stuff.
Yeah,
people
right.
Get really competitive and stuff, and I just could sit there and watch them play that.
That's got to be like, I was talking to OPJ in his chat. I was like, that's got to be an epitome esport right there. That's like competitive gaming in a nutshell, like perfect, right?
Absolutely.
I don't know though. I can't get myself into it though. Like I'll be watching, right? Like I don't see you play it much. That's why I figured we probably were on the same page there. Like
I played it for a good I played I hosted custom games and I tried all this stuff. There's some moments where like I tried to get into it and all this stuff, but like these people are so competitive. Bro. I'm like, how do you guys do this? Like do all these spins and crazy controllers, like.
And it's like, bro, I've been on the sticks my whole life. I can't do that stuff, bro.
Exactly, man.
Right? Like I feel like you need a certain type of brain or something at this point to like be able to like multitask the way they do, man. I don't know. I don't got it, bro. I don't got the juice.
I ain't got the moves like OPJ, bro.
No, for real, man. They are gifted like 100%, bro.
Yeah, but I respect, like I said, OPJ so much, man, because like he makes his content within Rocket League like just so like incredibly engaged and all stuff, right? For the custom games he hosted, the fact that he does these crazy challenges in his videos and shorts and everything stuff, and how like so we talk to each other, it's like to prove our thumbnails and everything, right? Like he's like he's very good at what he does, man. He's very, very good, and I respect that, and I'm very impressed by it. It's like I can never be as good as Rocket League you are, but like the fact that you're just good, the fact that you can get very creative with this content, you have my respect, man. You have my utmost respect.
Yeah. Same. I've been recently interacting with him more. Yeah, I like his energy. He shouted me out. He didn't even have to do that, by the way.
Yeah, he did.
And I'm gonna probably get him on. I want to tap into his mind because. Bro, Rocket League,
I think it'd be great to have on the podcast, man.
Yeah, like, bro, I would rather. Never mind, I might be lying. Hold on, I was gonna say something crazy, but I was like, you know what? I was gonna say I'd rather play League, but you know what? Never mind. I can't stand League, but just the skill gap is so intimidating on Rocket League.
It is absolutely, man.
Like it's really separates the freaking men from the boys, bro. Like. Oh my goodness! I guess if I'm gonna get him to coach me or something. I don't know.
Same, bro. I was like, "Can you teach me some stuff, bro?" I suck at
I respect the crap out of Rocket League players. Y'all be doing stuff. My brain just can't process it, bro. Like,
can't even comprehend that, man. Like,
no. Because when I would play League, like I'm caveman. I just go back and forth and
what do I do? How
to I feel that way. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. With Rocket League, you either got it or you don't.
You don't, man.
You know what I mean? You either got it or you don't. Like, at least on Lee, you
Skill
can
or
be
no
somewhat
skill.
useful. Yeah, for real. You can like kind of like maybe like be useful, not die, and like watch your tower, all that jazz. On Rocket League, bro, you either know how to fly or you're gonna get stuck on bronze and never like excel. So
Yeah,
it's
man.
just like amazing the gameplay. I like that like you said, like you watch it a lot. I do too. I did like a watch party of the tournament. That was hype. That was so exciting.
Yeah, that was really cool to watch.
Yeah. But outside of playing it, bro, nah, man, I ain't got it. So I was curious how you felt because I never seen you really play it outside of like maybe once I saw you. I don't know.
Maybe like I played like a couple
of
times.
Yeah.
Like I said, again, it was during like some custom games with my viewers stuff. Like I said, I'm terrible at the game. Not
bro,
the greatest.
Right? I be feeling like they want us to play customs just to destroy us, dog.
For real, bro. Like literally, I got destroyed in leaderboard customs this weekend, bro. Like I didn't win once, bro.
Yeah.
Because these people be sweating and want to grab me and all stuff too, bro. I gave this as part of the game, but like, y'all guys take it way too far sometimes.
Yeah.
You know that? Y'all take it way too far.
How you gonna disrespect me on my own stream like this? Nah. We ain't playing Rocket League anymore.
Nope. We ain't.
Freaking, I seen like 9-0 or something one time. I was like, nah, we can't do this. But they're good at it. I mean, like I said, it takes some serious talent. But you on the other hand, that's how I feel about you with Fortnite. I'll be watching you play Fortnite, bro. You got that game figured out, dog.
I've played that game since 2017.
Yeah. You and it's been consistent since.
Yeah, it's been like you said. The game at first, like it had like its own little thing going on, right? Like it had like its own neat skins and everything and updates and stuff. And then afterwards started been doing a bunch of collaboration stuff. People were questionable about it as such, I guess. They're like a little questionable. Like some people like this, some people didn't like it as much, but eventually, the game's still going on. So eventually, they kind of started a little more original with their stuff that they did with the updates and the weapons and the map changes and the skins and all that stuff though. But yeah, man, that game, I can't like the fact that game's still going on since 2017 is crazy. But like, the fact that's the one game I always end up going back to, which is crazy, bro. The one game when I first started way back then, I'm still coming back to this day, like hosting customs, doing challenges, making short videos, and playing squads of viewers and all that stuff, man. Like it's just fun. It's still fun, man. And I just enjoy that, and just throughout those years, like and throughout those years I gained experience and I got better. And then to the point of everything, like you can see how like when I'm in a game like that, I'm like full like I'll pop on my headset, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I'm full on focused. I'm making myself. I'm keeping high ground, strategizing, and everything. People are doing the exact same thing I do, so I gotta think like them. I gotta think outside the box, bro.
Yeah, you kill it, man. You kill it. I really respect that. I look forward to seeing you play it more because I'm watching you and I'm just mind blown because I can't do half that stuff. I'm a boomer who plays no build, so yeah, man. But yeah, man, it's been great, dude. I mean, you got anything to plug? Any future projects you want to let us know before we let you go?
I was like I said, I'm working on a couple like FNAF theory videos and stuff, right? Because like from the trailer, like people were kind of impressed how I took a 1-minute trailer video and made like 15 minutes worth of content and stuff right there. They're like, bro, how do you do that, man? Like, how do you just take this?
Super Rocker don't mess around. That's why.
I don't. And it's just like I took my time by simply taking research and taking evidence and info and backing it up as such, right? And honestly, like I said, I showed you the thumbnail and stuff. I know you're not going to say and talk about what the theory is, but I might put it out there for some of the members to kind of show them what sort of theory video I'm going to be doing and such. But I have that working on. Like I said, we got some more. Like I said, thanks for the memberships. I know I need to get some more emojis working on that because obviously with the YouTube thing, it's a little limited with with emojis, but the more members you get, the more emojis I like. So that's a little waiting on process. Another thing I'm working on is like, so I'm getting close to saving up towards getting my new gaming PC in the future and stuff too. So I'm thinking somewhere like maybe mid-June, if not the beginning of July, I'll have more enough money to say where I can buy specific parts and I'll just have, pay someone to put it together because they say it's better to build your own PC rather than simply buying a pre-built one because you get the specific parts and everything that you need. So that will run at its maximum potential and everything. If you need to swap certain things out, you can do that, man. Yeah. So so like I said, new upcoming videos for Finance and Freddy's and other games as well too. New stuff in the memberships, got that PC working on. And as overall, like I said, just keep doing what I'm doing, man. Just inspire people, keep doing my own thing, and just be the best game creator I can be, bro. So overall, I think that's all I got for me from my side, man. But like I said, people have any questions or anything, they can always leave a comment comment in the videos or streams, and I'll get back to them as soon as possible, bro.
There you go, my man, Super Rocker. Guys, check him out. All his stuff will be on the description. Known for his quotes as "the grind never stops" and
yes, sir,
the outro, which I would love for you to do for us, dude. Before we
leave.
All
right. Let me get prepared.
Yeah, please.
Alrighty, guys. Well, appreciate y'all guys coming in and tuning to the podcast. You know, this is probably one of the most epic podcasts y'all guys ever see. So, y'all guys join the vibes. Make sure you guys would like, subscribe, hit that bell. And as always, everyone, stay safe, stay positive, be further. Remember, guys, the grind never stops. It'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy, y'all.